shot blocked in front. Salak looking for the goal. Yuri Pastuka ties it. 2-2 as Yuri Pastuka.
They have it back behind the net. On the attack here, inside the line, Lathan. Four shot, hit wide, and a rebound. He couldn't get the far play. What a save made there. LaBelle powers his way up the left wing. Top of the near side circle, fires one. They score! Roman Kramer across. The shot in front, he scores! Roman Kramer wins the game in overtime. 4-3 the final. And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the Florence Center here in Florence, South Carolina for the third game of the weekend between these two rivals. Kendall Grayson with you as always. Thank you as always for tuning in and making Twin City Thunderbirds hockey part of your weekend. If you're watching live online on YouTube, Facebook, or tuned in to the audio side with our radio partners, WTOB, we thank you for tuning in here on this Sunday afternoon where the Thunderbirds will look to bounce back from 2 3-goal losses to begin play here on the weekend. Back on Friday night, it was a 5-2 final score. Roman Kramer scored each of the goals in the matchup for the Thunderbirds, and it was Boris Babic in net. Last night, a 3-goal loss again. 3 different goal scorers, though. It was Jan Salak, Corey Cunningham, and Gus Ford. We also saw a fight at center ice from Caleb Melanson. His opponent was Divine Apollon, and those two players are not in the lineup here this afternoon. And so instead of Melanson playing, it'll be Igor Ramanel who draws back into the lineup here for today's game. Last night, after the 5th goal was scored, we saw a goaltending change. Chad Purdy replaced Boris Babic in net. That was his debut with the team, and today he'll get his first official start in goal. He will be the netminder this afternoon for the Thunderbirds. On the other side, we believe it will be Parker Rutherford for his 3rd game in 3 days. He led the team out first during warm-ups. That's typically the sign. Then that's going to be their starting netminder here this afternoon. So we thank everyone for tuning in. As we always do, we'll have a check-in on the standings after last night's game, and here's what it looked like. At the top, the Athens Rock Lobsters and the Monroe Moccasins playing a couple of games here on the weekend. The Moccasins will be the Thunderbirds' next opponent. That's coming up now next weekend on the road with back-to-back games away from home ice once again, as the Thunderbirds will play games 6 and 7 of this current 7-game road trip on the road next weekend against the Moccasins. But it's the Rock Lobsters holding on to a 2-point advantage at the top. The Thunderbirds are now 5 points behind the IceCats with 43-48. That's the spread right now. Thunderbirds can win in regulation today. They would close that gap up back up to 2 points, and they got a game in hand and still a couple of games left against this opponent, the IceCats, later on in the penultimate week of the regular season in April. And so it's still the Black Bears of Binghamton leading on the other side with 100 points. Right behind them, Port Huron in second place. We'll have a look at the schedule. There's one other game going on. It'll come up later on this afternoon at 4:05, and it's Topeka at Monroe. Later on this week on Wednesday, Athens will play a home game against Columbus, and Topeka will play host to Port Huron on Thursday. A look at the current roster, and not all of these players in the lineup, but here's what the official roster looks like as of today. At Ford, it's Jacob Schnapp, Gus Ford, John Butita, Jan Salak, Roman Kramer, Corey Cunningham, Zach White, Nate Keeley, Yuri Pastuka, Michael Mania. On defense is Kate Hanley, Connor Craig, Matt Garcia, Josh LaBelle, James Farmer, Caleb Melanson, Troy Harwell, Dion Demke, and Igor Ramanel, Boris Babic, and Chad Purdy are the netminders. And so we thank you for tuning in here on this Sunday afternoon. We will step aside for our break here in the pregame show. And during the break, we will have a listen to an interview that of course, was conducted earlier this week with head coach Steve Harrison, our weekend preview. We'll have a listen to that. And then in about 5 minutes, we'll return for the call of today's game. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. This is the pregame show, and we'll be right back. This is Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Gwin Services has been serving North Carolina for over 50 years, ensuring the safety and comfort of our customers' homes. We take pride in bringing together the best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwin Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwin Services. One call does it all.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
When you compete at your best, you need a team that keeps you moving. At Yadkin Physical Therapy, we're proud to be the official physical therapy provider of the Twin City Thunderbirds. From the first evaluation to hands-on treatment, we focus on what matters, reducing pain, restoring mobility, and building confidence. Because performance isn't just about recovering, it's about training smarter, strength, stability, balance, and control. Our therapists tailor every plan to each individual so you can return to the ice, the gym, or the job feeling stronger. The same level of care we provide the Thunderbirds is here for our whole community. Students, weekend warriors, and families helping you stay healthy and perform at your best. Yadkin Physical Therapy in Yadkinville. Call 336-677-1800 or email ypt@yadkinphysicaltherapy.com. Kendall Grayson here with head coach Steve Harrison for our weekend preview against the Pee Dee IceCats. Coach, when you line these games up, every game you've got the opportunity to go out and get 3 points, but because of where these two teams are here in the standings, I know these feel like some big games here this weekend.
Yeah, we're trying to take the approach of just we've had some success against them, but they got a great team, and they give teams a hard chance to beat them because of the way they run and gun and things like that. So, but we're trying to take it one game at a time, and do our business on Friday, and then we'll worry about Saturday. But I agree with you. I mean, as you say, it's hard not to look in the standings, and it's hard not to do that. But we're going to take Friday night and take care of business. And we've talked about it all week of what we got to do to be successful. And so far we've been pretty good against them, as I said. But they're so explosive that we can't take a second off, and that'll be the key. We got to play a solid 60 minutes of our type of hockey, and that'll give us ourselves a chance to get some points there and be successful.
And when you think back to the games against them this season where you have had the success, what has gone right in those games? What have you been able to kind of, what will you be able to draw back on, knowing that you've had success against them in the past?
Well, we've taken their strengths away. They're a great offensive team, and we haven't turned pucks over. We've played very well defensively. And when I say that, we're not just sitting back, but we're not turning pucks over at the blue line. On our power play when we have it, we move it quickly because they're going to try and come at us hard, and then the vice versa. When they got the power play, stay tight. Don't give them they like to go through the box and do a cup and be very creative. And so we're just trying to take their strengths away. And as I said, if we do that, we're going to be in good shape. And that's all we have to. That's all we can accomplish. And hopefully at the end, we score some goals and give ourselves to go into a third period each game, but Friday night first, and give ourselves a chance.
Yeah. Thanks, Coach. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks very much.
When it comes to performance, Speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on-site, eliminating the need for temporaries. As proud sponsors of the Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
Welcome back live inside the Florence Center in Florence, South Carolina. Kendall Grayson with you as always. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey as we're about to get this afternoon's game underway. The IceCats will hit the ice now. The Thunderbirds already out there in their white sweaters. As Pee Dee takes to the ice looking to win 3 in a row here on the weekend. The Thunderbirds entered the weekend with a 3-game winning streak, now looking to avoid dropping 3 games in a row. It will be Chad Purdy making his first start in goal for Twin City this afternoon. We saw him in relief effort last night during the second period and throughout the rest of the game. The Thunderbirds will move left to right in their white sweaters. They are standing now at the blue line. We will give you the Geico Winston-Salem starting lineup here in a few moments. We have the national anthem presented by American Elevator Company, and then the call of the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Second period presented by Flo. Culver's is the sponsor for our third period. We'll see if Twin City can bounce back from a couple of losses to begin the weekend and limit the damage in the standings. 3 points would go a long way this afternoon. And as I always say on these broadcasts, we'll find out together if they can get the job done and pick up a win here behind enemy lines. It's a good crowd on hand, not quite what they had in here last night. But it'll be a good road environment for this team to play in front of today. And once again, Parker Rutherford is announced as the starting goaltender. So it'll be a different goaltending matchup than what we had to start last night's game. We'll get to see Purdy and Rutherford through an entire matchup here on this Sunday afternoon. That was the matchup we had about halfway through the game last night when Purdy came in to replace Boris Babick. And so now the pregame festivities getting underway, including the national anthem presented by American Elevator Company. So we will pause and honor America and then continue on here with the pregame festivities on this Sunday afternoon. We thank you for tuning in for this 3:15 puck drop.
Thank you. Fans, please remain standing. Gentlemen, move your hats. As we honor America with our national anthem, being performed this afternoon by Miss Christy Brunson.
Oh, say can you see by dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night all around
And with that, we are nearly ready to go here on this Sunday afternoon for the third game of the weekend. We'll have a ceremonial puck drop before then, as we have Captain John Butita out there to represent the Thunderbirds. And we're going to have a pause here.
Father, this is the day that you have made, so we will rejoice and be glad. Father, we thank you for our great nation. Father, we thank you for the freedoms that we experience because we live in this nation. We thank you for the men and women, Father, even now, who are wearing uniforms to protect those freedoms, to fight for those freedoms, and we thank you for those who have fought for those freedoms in the past. Father, today as we come into this place, Father, we thank you for the opportunity to enjoy a game that we love so much. Father, I thank you for each family who is represented here today. I pray your blessings upon them. Father, I thank you for everyone who will be playing today. Father, I pray your protection over them. Father, I pray that you would lead and guide them as they play this game today. And Father, I just thank you for fellowship of Christian athletes. I thank you for the ministry and the work that they do here within our community. And Father, more than anything else today, Father, I thank you for Jesus, who is Lord, who is King. And Father, today I pray that we would all know, Father, in our hearts that he is Lord. And Father, I pray that we all would surrender our lives unto him. Father, all of this is beautiful and all this is wonderful and it is good, Father, but it is nothing without Jesus Christ. And so, Father, today we surrender, we worship, and we give you praise for Jesus. And so, Father, bless our time here today. May our time be a blessing unto your great name. We love you, we thank you, and we thank you for our resurrected Lord and Savior Jesus. And it's in his name that we pray, in his name that we pray, Lord. Amen.
All right, so it's Faith and Family Night, the promotion that the IceCats are doing today. So just a few more moments before we get going here for our advertised 3:15 puck drop, as now they'll have the ceremonial puck drop before we get going. John Butita out there for the Thunderbirds, representing Twin City, as he so often does with these ceremonial puck drops before the matchups. The Geico of Winston-Salem starting lineup. It's Chad Purdy in goal, Josh LaBelle and Connor Craig on defense. And out on the ice, it's Gus Ford, Roman Kramer. And we'll see if John Butita stays out there. I think he will. So that'll complete the Geico of Winston-Salem starting lineup. All right, so nearly ready to go now for the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Sit back and enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us here for all three of these games on the weekend. Busy weekend for the Thunderbirds, and it's going to get busier. The month of March coming up has 12 games in it for Twin City, the busiest month of the season. We've got 3 games here on the weekend. We'll have several 3-3 games in March. 2 home games at the end of February, 2 road games coming up first next weekend. All right, here we go. They'll throw it onside immediately. The Thunderbirds, they move left to right. As I've been saying this weekend, from my location, I'm high atop in the near side corner behind Rutherford. Penalties called here early on against the Thunderbirds. They're going to go right to the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill as Rutherford escapes, and it's 6-on-5. But where the puck is right now, that's closest to my broadcast perch, and so I see the Thunderbirds in period 1 attacking from the far side, way down the ice towards me to the near side location, against left to right on your radio dial on WTOB. They'll swing it across here. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can finally possess it, and they do. And so in the opening minute of today's game, Twin City is guilty of an infraction, and it looks like it's going to be Gus Ford. And so Ford heads over to the box, and again, this puts the Thunderbirds on the Bobo's penalty kill. So Pee Dee starts the game here on this 5-on-4. Far side of the building. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can locate it from there. Goes back in behind the net. Goaltender Purdy. First start with the team for Purdy this afternoon. Good clear here. All the way down it goes to get the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill underway. Teamer Razalov, he'll play it from the defensive zone, top of the far side circle as they look to stick handle out towards center. As Patrick Marcinkiewicz with it, he'll cross over the center ice red line. Half a minute gone by on the penalty kill. Now it's Dominik Marcinkiewicz and his turn to play it. Right back for Patrick's. Thunderbirds look to work it free. They'll find it once again. Down it goes. Good job from Jacob Schnapp and from James Farmer there on the penalty kill. It's in behind Parker Rutherford, who's starting his third game of the weekend. Right now it's Teamer Razalov holding on to it on the power play. Still waiting for the first shot in today's game with 18:08 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Back into the defensive end as the Thunderbirds continue here on the Bobos penalty kill. It's Razalov, goes back out in front of the goal. He'll find Patrick Marcinkiewicz, and he marches up the ice. He'll step over the blue line here, slides a pass up the left wing to Lord. Lord holding on to it in the corner, then bumped it back behind the goal. Trevor Lord played from there, then found by Josh LaBelle, and down it goes. Josh LaBelle gets the clear. We have 17:37 to play in the period, and half a minute now remaining on the opening penalty of today's game that was called to Twin City's Gus Ford. And this will be called back at the line. I think the IceCats, they're not sure what happened, but they continue to press, and this is going to come way back down the ice now, as I think they were looking to go inside of the power play there, and I think it was a delayed offside, and so they're going to bring this face-off all the way down. And this will be the circle that's nearest to my broadcast location. And we'll get a good look at Nate Keeley as he'll try to win this one shorthanded. Face-off here in the attacking area, goes up against Danny Zajac, and Zajac wins it cleanly into the corner to Alexander Levkov. 20 seconds left on the penalty now. Out towards center. They'll look to play on from there. Cross on side with it. Thunderbirds looking to collect it. It's dropped on side, back behind the net. Ford readies himself, about to lead. Here we go. Keeley finds it and steps out to center. He gets run over rudely there in the neutral zone. He stands back up after a big hit was laid to him. He'll try to pay it back, and he does. What a hit from Nate Keeley. Icing will be called here, but that was a massive check from Keeley. He went right at Dominic Della Savita and sat him down. That's what hard-hitting hockey looks like when you do it legally. Open ice body check towards the far side boards. And good to see Keeley give it right back. 16:55 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. We still have no score and we have no shots, but the Thunderbirds successfully killing off a Gus Ford penalty, and he does a nice job to win the faceoff cleanly here in the attacking area. Butita got it to Hanley. Hanley drops it down behind the goal line, out to the far side. Ford will chase after it, but the IceCats will grab it and look to work from there. Alexander Levkov goes in behind the net for Nick McGill-Diaz. Now it's Vadim Frolov. Stretch pass. Legkov looks to curl around the defender. Throws it in front. At least that's what he tried to do. Went back in behind the net. Thunderbirds netminder Chad Purdy looks on. It's out to center, found by Ford. Onside. Kramer gives it back to him. Long shot. It's blocked, though. Falls down. And Pee Dee has it with Frolov. Here goes Frolov. Crosses over the line. Zips it near side. They couldn't catch it cleanly. One-timer in front of the net, and that hits something as it goes away to the far side corner. Thunderbirds will survive here. And they're able to make changes. No icing. We've played 4 minutes in this afternoon's game. Already a lot of action, but still eventually haven't seen a shot on net. That doesn't mean we haven't had some good hockey. See if Cunningham can do it. They'll look to find Jan Salak in the near side corner. In front we go. Pastuca in on goal. The first shot there turned away by Rutherford. Near side, they'll try it again. Connor Craig snaps it down low. Thunderbirds have started this game on time. They look good here early on, and now officially out shooting the IceCats at 1-0. The other way, Pee Dee's on side with it. See if Twin City can take it aside. Josh LaBelle, he's looking for it. Higher in the zone it goes. Look out here. Chance in front. They fire one, trying to catch the short side angle on Purdy. Unable to do that as he turns it away. And that should be Purdy's first save of the afternoon, and it is. They update the scoreboard here in the arena. One shot for each team. 15:10 left to play in period one. This game moving along nicely. It's Razalov stick handling back behind his net. Now out towards the far side. He zipped it out to the red line. And the Thunderbirds looking for it here with Farmer. Farmer finds Schnapp. Schnapp powers one wide of the goal. We are still scoreless here early on. Demke took a check. And it goes to Keeley. Tried to pass it higher in the zone, but it was intercepted. It's Patrick Marcinkiewicz. He got it from his brother Dominic. Steps onside. They throw it in front to Dominic, looking to score. And then the post is where the contact was. The net is dislodged, and that will send us to a break, and it will send us to our opening media timeout of today's game. We have 14:41 left to go in the first period. No score. And so it's time to step aside for our media timeout. We'll be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate around Winston-Salem and the Triad? Meet Jennifer Sapp, your trusted local realtor. With nearly 30 years of deep experience, Jennifer specializes in everything from historic homes and remodels to investment properties, college town housing, and short sales. She's known for honesty, integrity, and making the process as stress-free as possible. Ready to make your move? Call 336-782-3148 or visit jensapprealty.com today.
Did you know that not changing your engine oil can result in engine failure? Regular oil changes can extend the life of your engine and reduce the risk of engine failure. Schedule your next oil change on the Flow Garage app. The more you know with Flow.
And welcome back following the media timeout. Thunderbirds will go looking for it here out to the red line as we return in this scoreless game in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Razilov goes across quickly with a pass. He'll find Patrick Marcinkiewicz. He dances high in the zone as they'll step over the blue line. Twin City has it again, maybe a 3-on-2 here. Keeley trying to charge his way up the far side. Dominic Marcinkiewicz gets it off a turnover. He's in, dropped it back behind him. They try to fire in on Purdy. They do, and he stops it. Still onside here, though. They'll try it again with Houston Wilson. He steers it higher in the zone. Back behind him. They go across the crease. Great shot block, Matt Garcia. Chad Purdy will say thank you very much for that. As they move it down the rink, it's over the icing line. The Thunderbirds able to make changes back behind the play anyway. Shots are now 2-1, favoring the home squad. No score on the board. 13:42 to play in the opening period. Thunderbirds trying to fight back after a couple of losses to begin the weekend. Here's Butita. Butita off the backhand. He'll find Gus Ford. Now Roman Kramer with it. Down low, Butita looks for an option in front of the net. Instead, he goes way up high. They'll zip it around. Near side to Hanley. Shooting one. Blocked in front, though. That one did not make it to the netminder, Parker Rutherford. Played here by the IceCats. They'll move it across the zone. Jake Jurgenite. And holding it here behind the net is Dominic Della Savita. Della Savita was greeted, you can say that, by Nate Keeley here earlier in the first period as he put a massive check on him. Onside, a chance for the IceCats. They fire one through traffic. It goes wide. That was Alexander Levkov looking for it that time. Top of the near side circle. They'll charge towards the goal. Back in behind instead as they'll reverse course from there. 12:47 left to go in the opening period of today's game. Wraparound chance. Thunderbirds looking for it as the player went flying down. And they'll get it here 2-on-1 maybe across the ice. And the pass just missed Gus Ford. Ford finds it here onside and he's run into. And Roman Kramer comes crashing in, looking to help him out. Back across LaBelle towards the net, and Nick McGill-Diaz will steal it. He charges ahead, gives the pass to Frolov, gets a change back behind the play, Vadim Frolov. Now it's intercepted by Jan Salak, 3-on-2. Pestuka passes to Cunningham, back to Salak, shoots one! And what a quick shot there, but it goes off the glass as they miss. So it falls down to the far side corner. They'll try to win possession back from there. 12:04 left to go in the period. Salak has found it. Spinning away from the attacker. Throws it in the corner to Yuri Pestuka. He'll look for an option. Right back to him again. Jan Salak back in the corner. They cycle once more. Pestuka looking for it. And Cunningham jumps in. LaBelle looks to hold the zone at the top of the far side circle. And the IceCats will find it. They'll clear, but they were feeling the pressure there, and they've iced it. And so icing has been called with 11:42 left to go. In period one, shots on net are even at 2-2. Out-of-town scoreboard report. Only one other game across the league this afternoon. We'll be tracking it once it gets going, but it will not begin for another half hour, so it's a 4:05 start for Topeka on the road against Monroe. And the Monroe Civic Center will be the site of the Thunderbirds' next game. And that'll be next weekend, Friday and Saturday, behind enemy lines back-to-back. And then finally, we will return home again to the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. Home games against the Watertown Wolves on Friday the 27th, Saturday the 28th. Friday's game will begin at 7:05 and a 6:05 start time on Saturday. Face-off victory. It's Gus Ford. And Butita there. Oh, my goodness. Let's hope he's okay. They called a penalty. He was smashed up high. And we continue on. Butita's going to go over to the bench. And John Butita was shaken up there. It was a hit directly to his head. Contact to the head of Butita there. And, of course, he fell down as you would expect and was slow to get back up. He's made his way over to the bench. And I wonder if the Thunderbirds want some type of a major penalty called here. The officials are going to discuss it. I think it's worth at least a conversation. It's an elbow, and it looks like it's just a 2-minute penalty. So it's 2 minutes to Levkov for elbowing. And that is going to put the Thunderbirds on their first power play of this afternoon. See if they can strike here and take the lead. They've had a power play goal in each of the opening 2 games of the weekend. Face-off victory towards the near side corner as Twin City goes to work on the power play. Played by Jacob Schnapp out towards center ice. And now we'll see if Schnapp can regroup as he swings a pass out towards center, found by LaBelle. And so LaBelle looks to cross onside here on the power play. They go in front, and Cunningham had it taken away from him. Across they go, and eventually collected by Roman Kramer, way back into defensive territory for Twin City. Kramer had a couple of goals to open the weekend, back on Friday. Here comes Corey Cunningham. Top of the far side circle, stick handling. Looks for an option. Fired it towards the near side boards, and Kramer in a one-on-one. It was taken aside by Dominic Marcinkevich, and then Jacob Schnapp will be penalized here. And so it's going to be a slash against Schnapp, and that's going to send us to even strength hockey and make it 4-on-4. And so Schnapp will be led away to the penalty box. And again, we're going to play some even strength hockey 4-on-4 variety. We have 10 minutes, 38 seconds left to go in today's Pine Tree Tavern first period. Shots on goal are even, 2-2. The score is even at 0-0. Defensive zone face-off for the Thunderbirds will be Jan Salak against Patrick Marcinkevich. So he wins it up top. And they go to work here on the 4-on-4. Top of the circle. There's 1:05 left on the original penalty. And that was to Levkov for an elbow. And he earned every minute, every second of those 2 minutes they gave him. Elbowing at 8:33. Here's Pastuca playing it onside off an intercept. Looks for an option as he's run into. Stays on his skates, though. Back up behind the net. Farmer was looking to wrap it in from there. And then Farmer was moved away as they got the whistle. But Gus Ford took the opening penalty. It was 53 seconds, the time of the call to him slashing a 2-minute minor penalty. Most recently, Jacob Schnapp, after Alexander Levkov took an elbowing minor. Schnapp at 9:22, a slashing minor penalty. And for now, unless there's any further rule breaking, we'll continue to play 4-on-4. Here's Dominic Marcinkevich. Drops it onside here from the defensive zone faceoff. Houston Wilson, good check there from Farmer. Wilson still with it though. Farmer pushed him right down and stole it away. Nice play there from Farmer, but then the pass was unable to find its way out to center. Farmer laid a check. Goes back and forth. Salak will try to play the puck, but Stuka comes flying in, and it's out to center ice. All right, 18 seconds remaining on the penalty. Levkov. Schnapp still in the box for the next 63. Farmer, look at the strength there as he just took it away. Onside with Kramer now. Roman Kramer fires in on Rutherford, and a save made. Taken by Miguel Diaz. He'll cross onside. Top of the near side circle. Waiting, curling away. As they announce the penalty's over for Levkov. He's got it in on Purdy, and Purdy with the denial. 9:18 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. This will take us to a media timeout. We'll be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwynn Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwynn Services. One call does it all.
Every car gets warning lights, but did you know the color actually means something too? Red indicates an issue that requires immediate attention. Orange indicates a less urgent issue, like a vehicle service requirement. Blue and green give you information on lights and indicators. The more you know with Flow.
Welcome back from the media timeout. This was our second media timeout of the Pine Tree Tavern first period. There'll be one more. I'd like to say hello to everyone watching at home on YouTube and Facebook or wherever you're tuning in from on the video side of things. Also like to thank everyone for tuning in on WTOB Radio on this Sunday afternoon. This is Twin City Thunderbirds hockey as we are working on a 3-game weekend series here against the Pee Dee IceCats. And speaking of work, there's additional work that's going on to the glass and one of the stanchions here that's back behind Rutherford in period number 1. By the way, we've just seen the ice tilted a bit, if you can call it that. I'm not sure really what to call it after we saw it last night, but just like last night, halfway through the first period, they have asked each team to switch ends of the building. And so this is very unusual. I said it last night. I had never seen this done before, but they're doing it again today. And so last night, after the second media timeout of the first period, they changed ends in which they're playing, and they're doing it again today. Now, after the first period last night, they didn't continue to rotate, and so we played normally, if you can call it that, during the second and third period. So anyway, I'd like to pass along that update as if you're tuning in, you'll now see the Thunderbirds moving right to left, and from my near side vantage point all the way across the ice. So they'll attack from there. So here's Purdy looking on, back behind the cage as Levkov had it as they're working on the power play. Good glove save made there by Chad Purdy. So nicely done there from Purdy. It's 5-on-4 after the call is still on the board to Jacob Schnapp. There's only 23 seconds left on it. Here's Levkov looking to fire, and a penalty called against Gus Ford. They're going to get in for a hook, and this will put the IceCats on a 5-on-3. All right, and so things will reset here. The Thunderbirds will have to deal with a defensive zone face-off that will happen momentarily with, again, Schnapp's penalty had 20 seconds left on it. And now this will be Gus Ford. And so it's a 5-on-3 for 20 seconds. Here's Marcinkiewicz. Dominix Marcinkiewicz. Stick handling. Looks to fire one. They'll move it across the ice. It's LaBelle, Keeley, and Craig out there for the Thunderbirds. They go up top. Slap shot blocked by Keeley. That had never made it through. And the IceCats have it down low. They swing it up top. Near side. Slap shot on the way. And it hit the post. It missed the glove hand of Purdy. He was unable to catch it, but it stays out. Patrick's Marcinkiewicz. One-timer that just missed. Still stays onside here as they move it around the attacking area. Inside the line, now to the near side circle. They'll go across again, looking for the shot. Pinballs around, cleared out by Keeley. All the way down on the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill it goes. Keeley will get a change. It's Pastuca. Ramanel out there with Hanley and Salat. We are scoreless. 8 minutes left to play in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. IceCats cross onside. Shot, glove save, Purdy. And that'll be the fourth shot of the afternoon for Pee Dee. Still have the Thunderbirds showing as 2. And we have exactly 1 minute left to go on this penalty. That was called to Gus Ford. And so Ford is in the box after Schnapp was released. It was 5-on-3 for 20 seconds. Now it's the conventional 5-on-4. It's a hooking minor to Ford at 11:03. The time of the penalty. Found by Pastuca, fires it down the ice. 42 seconds left to go in the penalty kill. We're under 8 minutes to play in the first period. It's 7:33 now. Crossing onside, the IceCats have it on the power play in front. Look out, they fire. What a save made by Purdy. Good positional save there. They'll move it around the high in the zone. Top of the far side circle. No shot. Hanley playing defense, looking to block it. They still have it here with Miguel Diaz with 20 seconds left to go in the 5-on-4. Near side, look out, a chance. Levkov rather, rolled on him, so he had to settle it down. Frolov is out there at the top of the circle. Levkov has it again. Here's Della Savita in on goal. Save made up high. It goes over the goal. And we'll see if Miguel Diaz, he plays it high in the zone as Ford is looking to escape the box. He's out. Still onside here. 5-on-4, now 5-on-5 as the zone fills up with Ford leaving the box. They'll get it right to the point. Rolling puck, had to settle it. Far side, shot on the way. Purdy's got it. Oh my, maybe some trouble brewing there after the whistle. And now Jacob Schnapp not pleased as Hanley was pushed around and everyone's sort of converging right here below us. We got 6:42 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Jacob Schnapp having words with Della Savita. And I can tell you those words are not going to be pleasant. And so we've got a bit of a break here as we'll stay right here with you as things reset. I think, Gus Ford there, he sort of threw his hands up. He wasn't pleased with, I think, some of the contact that happened after the whistle. And from the Thunderbirds' vantage point, they've taken 3 of the first 4 penalties called in the game. And there's a couple of quick ones that were called earlier today that sometimes you see let go. And so I think Ford was probably saying, well, you've called it pretty tightly so far. And so with that after the whistle stuff, you'd like to see that also called pretty tightly just to keep it consistent. So I think that's kind of what the Thunderbirds were thinking there. They update the shots on goal, by the way, to show 8-2 in favor of the IceCats. I'm not sure that's completely correct. Well, that's what we'll go with anyway. Friday and Saturday night here, they made some major adjustments during the intermissions on the shots on goal, and they'll likely do it here again today. But for now, it says 8-2. We are scoreless, as Farmer nearly gave it away here behind the net as we're back. James Farmer looking for it. It's handled by Matthew Gilbert. Here's Garcia, overskated it though. Trouble brewing in front. Shot, save made by Purdy. Rebounds high in the air, and he swatted away with his glove hand. He catches with a left, and he moved it out nicely there to the corner. Good pass from Farmer to find Garcia. They go charging ahead, up the rink. 6 minutes, 9 seconds to play in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey here on the Sunday afternoon. Cunningham towards the goal. And that one went skipping away to the far side. Garcia, he's tied up, got taken down, and play continues on. I think he's shaken up, though. Down the rink it goes. Icing called against the IceCats. And Garcia is definitely slow headed to the bench. That's the second player that we've seen struggling here in the game after it was a collision earlier to John Butita, who also went off quite gingerly. Now Garcia, I think he'll be all right. He's at the front of the bench. He's having words across the barrier, speaking to members of the IceCats, and it's a pretty spirited conversation, I can tell you from here. We're back. And so again, we have no goals to report, but that does not mean that we are short of action. LaBelle with a long shot here from the face-off as Harwell went down in front, and this one missed. It'll be moved down the ice, and once again, the Pee Dee IceCats will be guilty of icing. 5 minutes, 41 seconds left to go in this afternoon's Pine Tree Tavern first period. Offensive zone face-off. Dion Demke will try his luck at it. LaBelle open high in the zone. And Connor Craig out there also. Those are the two defenders. Demke can play that position as well. And LaBelle will get it here from the face-off. Across they go to find Connor Craig. Shoots one. Not much of an angle. Went off the glass and it left the zone. Way down the rink. And collected here by Josh LaBelle. 5 minutes, 15 seconds left to go in period number one. We thank you for tuning in on this Sunday afternoon. This is Twin City Thunderbirds hockey as we see if the Thunderbirds can bounce back from a couple of losses here to begin the weekend. It's 3 games behind enemy lines here in Florence, and Twin City dropping each game by 3 goals. A Friday night final of 5-2, and last night it was 6-3. Scoreless here in the first. LaBelle goes across the ice looking for Demke. Demke chopped at it, went high in the air, and then it dropped back down. There's a check to LaBelle. LaBelle waiting, uses the glass, looking to clear. That took a terrible bounce. My goodness, look out here, in on Purdy. What a save, made the rebound. Oh, he got that one too. He got that one too as the net came off. You can hear the Thunderbirds players from here applauding the efforts with the sticks along the bench. My goodness, did Purdy just deny the IceCats. A flurry of saves, and we will remain scoreless. It's time for our final media timeout of the period. We'll be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Being your best is hard. You gotta take care of yourself. You got your husband.
Let's put in a pool. For the kids.
For the kids. Forget the car. How about a motorcycle?
And if you own a business?
We need servers from, like, this century.
Yeah.
At a Legacy Federal Credit Union, we're committed to helping you be your best you. Whether it's with an unbeatable car loan rate, home equity line of credit, or small business help.
Who's the best?
Visit alegacy.org for our best rates.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pinebrook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples designed championship golf course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
And welcome back following our final media timeout of Pine Tree Tavern first period. Kendall Grayson with you as always. Thank you as always, everyone, for tuning in. And some big saves in his first start so far for netminder Chad Purdy. Purdy out of Memphis, Tennessee. last skated for McKendree University in college hockey to the ACHA level. Multiple levels of collegiate hockey. The ACHA considered the club level underneath the scholarship level of NCAA. They have a Division I and a Division III. There's no Division II NCAA hockey, and there were club hockey games here in this building before we played yesterday and today. It was Coastal Carolina taking on Liberty. And those programs at the ACHA level. All right, so we have an offensive zone face-off here for the IceCats with 4:34 left to go in period number 1. No score. And we're back. Driven in behind the goal immediately as LaBelle found it. And what set up that last flurry of saves is Thunderbirds are onside here with Butita looking for it, and then Demke. Also Harwell trying to find it here as the IceCats will get to it. They'll move it onside. Frolov had it stolen away nicely there by Harwell, but it was a terrible bounce off of a stanchion. Just a very unlucky sequence. And there's another one. Right as I say that, Purdy came out looking to play it, and that one nearly squirted back in front of the goal as it hit towards the near side post. We have seen some very crazy, sharp bounces here, and we'll have to keep tracking that as the game progresses. But it was a horrendous break, and it's just good to see that that did not cost the Thunderbirds. Nothing you can do about it, of course. Hanley will drive one here behind, but towards the net. It goes back behind from Butita to play it. There's Ramanow, fluttered one wide of the goal. Igor Ramanow wearing number 39 after changing from his number 23. That's a permanent number change, so he'll go with 39 for the rest of the year. Here's Delasavita onside. They drop it in front, and a good play there from Igor Ramanow. As he used the stick, and it came right together with his opponent and blocked the puck from moving towards the goaltender Purdy. Here's Kramer off the back of the net. Centers in front of the net, and Jacob Schnapp was there, but it went off the backhand. Here's Gus Ford, shoots one, save made by Rutherford. It's down to the far side corner where Jordan Popoff is going to play it. 3 minutes left to go in period 1, and here come the IceCats. A long drive that went well wide of the net. Bounced off the end wall, and then went to the far side and moved around high in the zone, tipped in. It was a long shot, and it's tipped in front of the goal to make it 1-0. Well, that may have deflected twice, but it at least deflected one time, and it looks like it'll be Nick Gullo to score it. Now, the Thunderbirds may want this looked at for a high stick, as the stick was definitely being held out, and it was pretty quick live, and we'll see if they want to make a ruling on this. They got the door open, and they're pulling out the tablet to have a look at it. And so for now, it's a 1-0 lead, and once again, we go to a situation where there will be a video review. We saw this last night, and I spoke to Coach Harry actually at the team hotel earlier this morning, and you know, we were just talking about the game last night, and he had every indication that that was not going to be a goal, and that's why he challenged it last night. I think that he felt that when it went to the challenge, more confident than what we had seen live. But unfortunately, that was not how it was ruled, and so it was a 4-1 game at that point last night. Then they scored on the power play that was directly after that to make it 5-1, as it was an unsuccessful challenge, and that was really the crux of the game was right there. And so we'll see what the ruling is here. There's no score, but they have called this one a good goal, and so if this counts, it will be a 1-0 lead for the IceCats. If they pull it off the board, of course, it will still be scoreless. But that's what they're looking at. They're looking at if this puck was deflected in illegally with the use of a high stick. That's what they're going to check out. I think they just called the washout. They did. No goal. We remain scoreless. All right. Tie game at 0. So the Thunderbirds were unsuccessful in their challenge last night that, again, we all thought was going to be ruled differently. And they're going to announce this no goal here. High stick, use of the high stick there to deflect that one in. Thunderbirds look like they crossed offside there as the IceCats were complaining about that. And now they'll get to it and they'll transition up the rink. Back onside, they'll look to fire one. Farmer took it away though. And then zipped it up to teammate Jan Salak. Salak goes working up the left wing. Tries to step around the defender. He's run into, stays on his skates though. With 2 minutes and 19 seconds left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Inside the line, LaBelle got tied up at center. IceCats will find it. Long shot. Went deflecting in behind Purdy. Slides post to post. He's hugging the left post now as they drive it across the zone. That took a sharp bounce, and that time I think that was one of those bounces that actually helped out the Thunderbirds as it put the IceCats player in Charlie Bedard in a weird situation there, an awkward angle. Now the throw in front, Purdy! What a save again! Point blank range there, maybe a foot away. Down the rink on the clear, it would have been icing, but it had to be controlled and played by the IceCats in Rutherford right out in front of his goal. And so that negates the icing. Back onside again here for Pee Dee in the first period. It's scoreless hockey. They thought they made it 1-0. Long shot in on Purdy. Good save made. LaBelle was in front of the goal and just elected to let that one flutter towards his goaltender. There's another one. This time a rebound given up there by Purdy. They'll try to put it home on the far side post, and they couldn't get it over there. Patrick Marcinkevic centers, loose in front, and they'll find it. Well, Marcinkevic tried to softly chip that one right to the hash mark, so he had an option. But Purdy was able to get on top of it and bring us to another stoppage. It's 11-4 now. They show the shots on net. Of course, where it matters, we are scoreless. False start on the face-off. We saw several of these last night. Thankfully, it's been a pretty clean game so far today. Butita was Gus Ford looking to take it. Butita plays it, and he'll move it out over the icing line. Didn't make it, though, as it was grabbed right before it could get there. Now Roman Kramer, opposite side of the rink. He'll apply some pressure. And taking a side along the red line is Butita. Butita waiting, chips it across the zone. This will be a legal entry here, so the Thunderbirds can chase it down. Far side, though, to Vadim Frolov with 44 left to go in period one. Roman Kramer, 2 goals back on Friday to get us going in the offensive categories on the weekend. Good check there in the attacking area by Gus Ford. Collected by the IceCats. There's another attempted check by Ford. Then Pee Dee's got it onside here. 2-on-2 and 3-on-3 as the zone fills up. It's Bedard. Drops it back to Frolov. Good stick from Craig. And then Harwell. Harwell is running 2 here. You can see that one coming. He pops right back up. Jacob Schnapp slides to LaBelle. LaBelle late in the period lost the handle. 10 seconds left to go. Here come the IceCats charging onside late in the period. Frolov goes high in the zone. They look to fire here. They throw it in front. Levkov blasted down by Craig. Into the corner it goes, and that's how the period will end. Scoreless after 1. And what action we've had here on this Sunday afternoon. Well, we thank everyone for tuning in, and we'll see what the rest of today's game brings us. But it was entertaining, no doubt about it. There in the first, and the Thunderbirds players pouring over the bench to give glove taps to their netminder, Chad Purdy. Purdy in his debut with the team last night in relief effort of Boris Babic, and officially starting today's game, his first start with the organization, and he has been good. All right, time to step aside for our intermission break. We hope that you enjoy the programming coming up in the first intermission break. We'll step aside and then we'll come back for the call of the Flow second period here on the broadcast. Kendall Grayson with you as always. And here through the first period, we are scoreless at the Florence Center. We will step aside and be right back. This is Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Welcome back, Thunderbirds fans. This week on Cup of Joe, we have number 7, Matt Garcia. Took us a little while to get going here, but that's usually how it goes with new players that I've never met. But welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you coming on. Sorry for killing about 30 minutes of your time before us getting going here. But I know you probably haven't seen the show a little bit, but this is more designed to like have the fans learn a little bit about you more on a personal level instead of just hockey. So we know that you just got here from Athens.
Yep.
So why don't you talk to us a little bit about how you got into the league, and then how you got here, what your experience has been like, and what have you liked about everything so far? And what have you hated?
Oh, all right. Well, maybe we'll get into that. I'm totally kidding. I haven't hated a single moment of it. Actually, I'm sure I'm one of the rare FPHL players that can say that. I've only been in the league for about a year and a half. So right out of college, Steve Martinson reached out, or I reached out to him, and he was starting that team in Athens. And right there was the first. I pretty much said, "Yeah, let's do it right away," not knowing what the FPHL was or what the jungle was like. And,
quickly learned.
Yeah, Justin Portillo was teaching you how to fight practice number 1, and that was a scary man to learn from. He kind of just threw his gloves up. He's like, "We're going." I was like, "Well, that's a scary man to give all the love for." It's a great guy. So he taught me pretty quick. Yeah, first kid signed with the team. Got down there, and I thought they were like messing with me because the first event we had, there was me and another player, Kason Gallant, and that was it. That was our first team meeting, and I was like, someone's messing with me. This league doesn't exist. This team doesn't exist. Picked up from there, and then fans were great. Loved my time there. The fan experiences I've had here so far have been great. Team's been great. Excited to be here.
Did you start the year with Athens first year, or you come in the middle of the year?
No, I started with them.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as our first, we were on the road for probably about 2-3 months before we had our first home game, and we were practicing about an hour and a half away from the rink for the first 3 months, and that was a battle to begin with, but builds character.
Sure, we'll go with that. No, I mean, I've had a similar experience, kind of that COVID year where we just practiced here and then we had to travel for all of our games every week. That was kind of wild, but
COVID year decided when the year I decided I was going to finally grow my hair out.
Oh yeah,
and mine and your COVID year sound a little different.
Yeah, very different. That was such a time ago. But you said you were at college before. Where were you at?
I was at Illinois State University.
Okay.
Bloomington, Illinois. I haven't left Illinois besides to go play in Georgia, and here now in Winston-Salem.
Okay. So you go back every summer.
I do.
Don't worry, it'll be a matter of time before this black hole sucks you in, just like everybody else.
That's what they say. It's a hard town to leave.
Well, what have you enjoyed about the town so far?
I've had a lot of nice people at the gym, kind of like tell me some food suggestions. Haven't really seen the town because we left as soon as I got into town. I was snowed in Athens for an extra couple days, and when I got here, we flew to Bingo right away, and then we played in Binghamton, and now this is pretty much my first week of kind of being able to check out the town, all moved in and stuff.
Okay.
I would say my favorite restaurant I've been to so far was this like Elizabeth's Pizza.
Okay, yeah.
I think was the name of it. It's right by the rink here.
Oh, so the one right over here.
Yeah, I'm a big pasta guy, so I was.
Wait till you go to Little Italy tomorrow.
Little Italy.
This will be played on Friday, but yeah, we got the Valentine's Day.
The dates, the date auctions.
Yeah. That'll be a fun first team thing that you got going on.
That'll be the first team event.
And don't worry, the fans do a lot of research about us, so they're gonna probably hit you with facts that you probably didn't even remember.
Sometimes I can't even remember what I had for breakfast, so that might work out great.
So obviously, I've never been traded in the middle of the year, but what's that transition like from going from one team to another and like the different guys and all that, getting used to all that stuff?
Yeah, it's
especially going right onto the road, right to the hotel.
Right to what they're considered first place team in the league, right? So it was definitely a test. Especially one of the first things I did when I got traded was look at the schedule. I'm like, oh well, great, I gotta go up to New York, be cold, and play Binghamton, which is always, I love playing Binghamton. Pest of the game, like half the time I've been there, I've been testing the game for half of it, and I love it. I think I'm getting a double bird from the fans. Great environment to play, and I love it. So,
do you pay attention a lot to the?
Sometimes when I'm skating off the ice, the fans that are right there will give me some kind of like charm. If they're good, I'll sit there and laugh, or I'll smile at them. I'm more like smiling at the players or blowing kisses to the rest of the game kiss cam. Love just kind of like little things like that if I notice them. But yeah, traded in the middle of the year. Look, the schedule. Obviously, I was there for a year and a half. Like my roommate, Carter Shinkarik, we've been roommates pretty much the entire time. Case and Galan was like we were Joey Colatarsi. We all it was kind of like emotional for a few of us. Kind of like been together, like I spent summers with Case and too, so it was a little emotional. But after all that, it's exciting, right? Like you get to go to a new team, you get to see a new environment, new coach, new playing systems. So now that I've settled in, I enjoy it.
What are you looking forward to most moving forward for the rest of the year?
Definitely playing Athens. That's for sure. Playing Athens and go to playoffs. I know we got a push to make, and you've got one of the guys that don't like the IceCats very much, and I hope to beat them every single time I play them still.
So besides hockey, what else do you like to do away from the rink?
Are we talking athletically, or are we talking like
talking anything? Whatever you like to do.
Love to go to the gym. You like to go to the gym.
Big gym guy, huh?
Yeah, big gym guy. Sometimes it's not just hockey workouts. Got to kind of work on the arms.
You can't catch me in a gym voluntarily.
No,
I don't think I've ever stepped foot in the gym voluntarily.
You got to do like some pre-workout.
More like a yoga and running type of person, not a weightlifting guy.
Okay.
So
I can't say I'm a huge fan of the yoga, but we're getting there. Especially with the team giving me some yoga classes here. I would say that's the first yoga class I've ever been to.
Really?
Yeah. Oh man, sometimes we're like game days. I'm pretty loose and limber. They're like, but any other day, like if you told me now to do a split, I maybe it'd be like a wide stance for you.
Yeah, no, thank you. I can't. I'm not that flexible, even though I try to go as much as possible.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah,
no. Terrible flexibility. It's a good thing Boris can do all the flexibility. It's not me.
Yeah, as long as he's good, that's all we need.
All right. Like to cook. Love to cook. Big pasta guy. I love to try to just make different sauces.
What's your favorite thing that you make?
Oh, vodka sauce. I make a pretty good vodka sauce pasta.
Okay.
Vodka sauce. I tried to learn how to make gnocchi. That ended in me almost burning down my kitchen at one point. But we're learning. And
how the hell did you do that?
I tend to do some like like some bonehead things. Like for example, this kind of feeds into it. In college, I went to go cook mac and cheese in the oven, the microwave, and I totally forgot to put water in it. And in college, I was living as a freshman. They make you live in this place like you got like 3 towers to live in, and the tower I was in was the tallest point between Chicago and St. Louis, and I was on like the 25th out of 28 floors or something like that. That's probably wrong. But yeah, almost just burnt down the entire half of that. Kind of realized it halfway through when I started like smelling some smoke in the shower because the microwave was right by the shower, and ran out, took mac and cheese and dumped it in the toilet, and I was a firefighter that day.
I was gonna say, I hope you're a little bit more careful in the house.
Yeah,
we don't need to lose half the house.
Yeah, with the gnocchi one, it was the same thing. I like didn't have enough water in it, and yeah, I can't tell you exactly how I did it, but there was like a little flame, and I was like, not again. I'm good now. I'm actually a really good cook, I promise.
So besides cooking in the gym, what else you got?
Like golf. I know Lake Ford. I said he was a big golfer.
Yeah, I heard he's really good. I don't even bother trying to play. I'm terrible at golf.
Play a lot of whack.
I'm just there to hang out, drink a couple
we can
beers.
Bleep that one, right?
No,
yeah. Just kind of
just let it go. It's okay.
Well, what do you do for fun?
Me, I don't do too much. I'm not a fun guy.
Oh no,
no.
All right. Well, besides golf, I get this from a lot of girls that they like to read. My buddies home like to read. I wanted to start reading, but I have no idea where to start. Do I start with like Clifford the Big Red Dog, or?
I think you could probably move a little past that. I think you're
Hungry Caterpillar,
something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Something like start at a first grade level and then work your way up. Yeah. No, just pick up a book.
Yeah.
Just start from there. Like what do you? I'm trying to think. There was a time where I started buying a bunch of books in the winter, and I started reading a few, and then I kind of just slowly died out once I started traveling to Europe.
I feel like when you travel, it's when you like read like on the planes and stuff.
No, I just watch a bunch of movies, to be honest.
What's your favorite type of movie?
I've been watching a lot of rom-coms lately. It's
really?
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Last one I saw was That Anyone But You.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that one. The one with Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell.
Yeah, saw that one.
I just watched. I'm trying to think what was on the plane. I watched The Fall Guy. The person next to me must have been like, this guy must love Ryan Gosling, because it was The Fall Guy and then The Notebook, and then I forgot what the third movie was because it was a 9-hour flight.
Okay.
So I was just like, all right.
I've never. This one catches people. I've never seen The Notebook. Yeah, everyone's head just turned in here. I can see that. That's usually the reaction I get. I've never seen The Notebook.
Well,
I've never seen Star Wars.
Okay, I also forgot.
Yeah, here you go. Yep.
I also forgot that like you're extremely young. You're in 01.
Yeah.
Okay, so The Notebook came out in 2004.
I was 3.
Yeah, so that's probably why you haven't seen that one. But no, I would suggest watching that one. That's a pretty good one.
Okay.
Another Ryan Gosling one, La La Land, was interesting.
You like Ryan Gosling, huh?
No, oddly enough, I don't think that I did until I realized I started watching a bunch of his movies in a row, and I was like, okay, I'm a fan.
Got like posters in your room or anything? Or?
No, it's just all white walls, and I don't really decorate too much.
Really?
I try to hang up like a couple of things that I had, and it fell. So I messed up big time. I went to buy like these strips to stick them on the wall.
The command strips?
Yeah, except I didn't realize I bought like outdoor patio permanent ones. And then I didn't stick it on the wall properly, and whatever fell off and just like ripped off the paint and part of the drywall. And I was like, all right, I'm done with this stuff. I can't do it.
So it's just white, insane asylum walls?
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm okay. So like I said, I was boring and I don't do much. I don't really spend too much time in my apartment. Like I'm either like, I've been running a lot. I go to yoga like 2 or 3 times a week now. So like I'm outside. I like to be outside. This snow and ice weather has kind of killed it the last couple of weeks here, which was very abnormal because I've been here since 2018.
Yeah.
And that was actually the last time that it snowed a lot. But the city does not know how to remove snow and ice well. So like I was running around downtown half the time and almost getting hit by cars because
sliding.
Oh
man.
I slid down like a hill a little bit, but it was kind of good because I was like, it kind of felt like I was skiing a little bit. Never been skiing though in my life, but it was a fun little hill. But it was bad that I slid out into the road where a car almost hit me.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm from Chicago, so it was like kind of just driving in normal. But I came to the south to be warm. But like even in Georgia last year, like, oh, this is the most snow we've gotten in 4 years. I'm like, oh, cool. It's when I get here. And then I was here and like, oh, this is the most snow we've had in a long time. Like, oh, maybe it's just me.
No, well, today it's supposed to be like 60 degrees. So
I saw that.
It's gonna be nice. And then like the Salem Lake's nice going around the well, now with all the snow melting. So, but Salem Lake's a nice spot. I do like to try to get out to movies now a bit. I saw a couple. There's one time when I went back to back. The last good one that I saw was like Eternity with was it
Ryan Gosling?
No, it's Elizabeth Olsen and I forgot what's his name. Miles Teller. Yes, thank you from the audience. I love that. That was a good one. I don't know what I'm gonna go try to watch this week. I try to go at least like every 2 weeks.
I can't remember. The last movie I saw in theaters was I think maybe The Fantastic Four or Top Gun Maverick, but I've never seen the original Top Gun, so probably started with that one.
That's tough.
Okay.
When you compete at your best, you need a team that keeps you moving. At Yadkin Physical Therapy, we're proud to be the official physical therapy provider of the Twin City Thunderbirds. From the first evaluation to hands-on treatment, we focus on what matters, reducing pain, restoring mobility, and building confidence.
Because performance isn't just about recovery, it's about training smarter, strength, stability, balance, and control. Our therapists tailor every plan to each individual so you can return to the ice, the gym, or the job feeling stronger. The same level of care we provide the Thunderbirds is here for our whole community. Students, weekend warriors, and families helping you stay healthy and perform at your best. Yadkin Physical Therapy in Yadkinville. Call 336-677-1800 or email ypt@yadkinphysicaltherapy.com.
And welcome back live inside the Florence Center here in Florence, South Carolina. What a hockey game we've seen so far today. Kendall Grayson with you as always. We thank you for tuning in on YouTube, Facebook, and WTOB Radio. And we hope that you've enjoyed the opening 20 minutes of today's game. We're almost ready to go for the Flow second period. Shots on goal officially in the opening frame, 12-4, favoring the IceCats. No goals to report. There were 4 penalties called back in period number 1, 3 of them against the Thunderbirds. It was Gus Ford, a slashing minor at 53 seconds, and then Alexander Levkov with an elbow to John Butita at 8:33. 9:22, the time of the penalty to Jacob Schnapp slashing. That was a 2-minute minor penalty, and then finally a 2-minute minor penalty for hooking called to Gus Ford there in that period. Chad Purdy in net for the Thunderbirds, making his first official start with the organization, and he has been perfect so far. The IceCats did score a goal, but it was challenged and overturned as it was ruled that it was scored with the use of a high stick illegally. Each team has returned. They switched ends of the building from where they started the first period, but not where they ended the first period, as once again it'll be the Thunderbirds moving right to left here in the Flow second period. Out-of-town scoreboard report. There is one other game going on today, and it is now underway. And a goal on the board for Topeka. They lead Monroe on the road. And so 1-0 is again the score in that one as we wait for the first goal in today's game here on this Sunday afternoon. It's been a busy weekend, and it's going to continue to be busy for this organization. The month of March coming up, we'll have 12 games, and that will be the busiest month of the entire schedule. The Thunderbirds had a bye week. They didn't play last weekend, and so now the games are going to get heavy. Here we go. Face off at center ice. No penalties carry over from the Pine Tree Tavern first period, so that means that we begin the Flow second period even strength, 5-on-5. The IceCats have it immediately. Long drive there. That was blocked by Josh LaBelle. Good crunching check to the near side to Lord, and then it went out to center ice and collected by Abdella back into defensive territory. As they look to work from there, goes down the rink here, and this is going to be called for an icing. All right, so offensive zone face-off on the way. 19:38 left to go in the Flow second period, just getting back underway. And down it goes. They'll look for it here with Gus Ford in the circle. It's found by the IceCats. They couldn't drive it out there. Long shot here. And that was from Connor Craig, dealt with by the netminder Rutherford. Kramer tried to go across the ice. He had an option over there with Gus Ford, but just couldn't get it to him in time. So it was taken away. LaBelle back skating here. It's nearly thrown in front by Matthew Gilbert. Couldn't do it, though, so it's back to him again. As there's pressure from Craig. They'll move one well wide of the net here. And LaBelle finds it, steals, flips it down the rink, but no one's home, and so this is going to go for an icing. So the Thunderbirds called for an icing infraction, 19:03 left to go in the second period. Well, as they've made more shots on goal changes during the breaks, as we suspected from Friday and Saturday. That's what the protocol was. They've done it here again, and so 17-6 is now the official shots on goal tally as it runs live on the board here. It's showing to us is 12-4 after one. Houston Wilson gathering it up, moving it to Patrick Marcinkiewicz. Pressure to him from Craig. They've got it. Delasavita down low to Dominic Marcinkiewicz. In front, he goes in on Purdy. He caught it, he dropped it, and then he covered it. And Jacob Schnapp was right there. It's a line change that will take place, at least a two-man swap. We'll see with LaBelle and Craig skating over. And so Nate Keeley, Jacob Schnapp, Troy Harwell, James Farmer, and Matt Garcia are out there. Face-off win to James Farmer. Pressure to him, found by Garcia. Garcia holding on to it. He'll zip it right to the tape of Farmer. Farmer back to the near side to find Garcia beneath the goal line. As they look to move it out, and they do. Good pass from Harwell to find Keeley in stride. Keeley, top of the near side circle, curls in, and he tries to throw a shot off the backhand. Went to the far side corner. Got his own rebound there. He just followed the puck around the zone. And Rutherford, the netminder for the IceCats, looks on here. Flipped out to center and fouled by Houston Wilson. Onside a chance. We'll see if Twin City can take it aside. It goes into the corner, then back to the near side. Played by Wilson. He had an option in front to Dominic Marcinkiewicz, who was open. Couldn't get it to him as the Thunderbirds look to move it out here. It's kicked at by both Farmer and Schnapp, and Jacob Schnapp had to hold up on a check in front of the bench as he's looking, I think, to head off on a line change here. But first, he's going to have some words. A good restraint used there by Jacob Schnapp. These players, they play hard, but they're not over the line and 100% flying all the time. They have decisions to make out there, and that was a spot there with the Pee Dee player right in front of the bench that Schnapp could have leaned into a big check, but then that probably would have turned into a penalty. And so he holds up there and makes his thoughts known, and then goes off on a change, and there'll be an offensive end face-off on the way here. Jan Salak wins it cleanly. Up top they go. They fire one. It bounces in on Rutherford. And that was a nice bounce that worked out for the Thunderbirds right in on goal. But it stays out of the back of the net. It's collected at center. They'll move it around Ramanau. Onside is Dominic Marcinkiewicz. He's the puck carrier. Pressure to him from Igor Ramanau. He slipped and fell down though. We've seen a lot of that here on the weekend. And Jan Salak will gather it up beneath the goal line. Trying to stretch it out, but it's given away. Chance down low. They'll shoot. Purdy! Oh, it never went in. It went right on the line, but it never went in. Well, they've turned the lights on here, but this one did not go in. And I had a great view of it as I try to let everyone know when we go through these games, my vantage point in the arena is not always exactly where the camera is that films the game. Usually that's high atop. And I'm in the corner of this facility. I'm really about the same level as the camera, actually. But this is right out in front of me, and that did not go in. It got in behind him, and it never crossed. It was very close, though. I go as far to say it was on the line, but the entire puck has got to be across the line, and that didn't happen. Here we go. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can transition the other way with it. John Butita had it taken away. Then he got it over to Creamer on the second surge. Then LaBelle, a one-timer that just went wide of the goal as the Thunderbirds look to take the lead here in the second period. John Butita off the backhand. He'll find a play up to Roman Creamer, who's circling around, tries to free himself. And had it stolen away. Pee Dee looks to break it out of the zone. They'll do that now. So here they come with it. Craig, defensive effort, fell down and tried to get the play made anyway. And that'll work out as Creamer collected it. Onside of the captain, John Butita. Butita goes across the ice. Good pass to find Craig. Shoots. Save made. Loose in front. His forward was right there on the doorstep in search of it. Gus Ford high in the zone. Connor Craig loads up, fires one. Save made by Parker Rutherford. Now the Thunderbirds start to get some shots on goal building. Goes into the corner as they work with 16:10 left to play in a scoreless hockey game here on this Sunday afternoon. It's Craig. Shoots one. Got the rebound and the tip in front from John Boutia, but that just went wide. Out to center. IceCats stretch it onside. Levkov couldn't get around LaBelle. LaBelle bumps him away to the far side corner, near side corner. Now he looks to work it away from him. They'll battle for possession out towards the neutral zone. Goes back down the rink, controlled here by Timur Razalov. Razalov, he'll backtrack even further. He's down behind the goal line. He'll stand there. Shots on goal are 18-9. There's no score on the board. We're in the opening 5 minutes of this middle period. Here come the IceCats, transitioning back onside. This time it's Lord, tried to go in front, and it's captured on the far side. They look to tip it, and that play missed. Out to center now, collected again by Trevor Lord. 1997 birth year from Hamilton, Ontario. It's collected and moved ahead, and on Purdy, went by him, and he covers it. All right, so Purdy covers it up. We have 15:06 left to go in the second period. Just one game other than ours on the schedule today. It's Topeka and Monroe. And that game with a 1-goal lead on the road for Topeka. There's a Wednesday game this week, Columbus and Athens. And then a Thursday game with Topeka playing host to Port Huron. Thunderbirds on the road next weekend for our only trip to the Monroe Civic Center this season. Back-to-back games against the Monroe Moccasins. It's back down, and they'll look for it here in the corner with Farmer. Now it goes the other way, behind the goal. Pressure to Matthew Garcia. They'll pin him along the boards with Lord and Gilbert. We'll see if Garcia and Keeley can work it free. Now it's swatted out there by Matt Garcia. Nicely done. Over it goes to Schnapp off the backhand. He'll look to clear. And it was high in the air. It had some speed, but it did not make it all the way to the icing line. And so this will be played out by the IceCats. They'll move it onside, top of the far side circle now. Pressure from Pastuca and Garcia as they converge, looking to steal it away. Corey Cunningham, he looks up the rink, carries back behind the goal. Cunningham slides it across the ice. It goes off the skate of Pastuca. And now there's a big scrum for possession in the corner. Bounces off the back of the goal. And found by Matt Garcia. Out towards center. He's run into along the blue line. And back the other way. Tipped onside by Wilson. Out is Purdy to play it. And a good decision there. Purdy went to move it to James Farmer. Still onside though. Top of the far side circle for the IceCats. Down low to Wilson. He let it go back behind the net. Chopped out by Farmer. We'll see if Salak can hustle over and find it. He can. And he took a rolling puck that was on edge and he moved it down the rink. And this is going to go for an icing. 13:49 left to play in the second period. We are scoreless. This is a media timeout. We will step aside and be right back. Scoreless hockey here in the second period. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey will be right back.
When it comes to performance, speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on site, eliminating the need for temporary. As proud sponsors of the Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
Flow Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive. Or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
And welcome back following our media timeout here with 13:49 left to play in the Flow second period. Thunderbirds hockey on YouTube, Facebook, and WTOB radio on this Sunday afternoon. We hope that you are enjoying the broadcast. It's been a good game. We are scoreless, and we continue on here after the faceoff was eventually possessed by the Thunderbirds. Cunningham got it to Pastuca, in on goal, and he just missed on the shot. Good rush up the ice there, following that defensive zone faceoff that was on the opposite side of the building. Now it's back on side of the IceCats. Shot it on goal, and Purdy has it. 13:31 left to play in the second period. Good save there from Chad Purdy, who saw his first game action with the team just last night. And now he makes his first start here today. His counterpart this afternoon, Parker Rutherford, is playing all 3 games on the weekend for Pee Dee. Of course, he's won the first 2. Well, Thunderbirds have scored on him a few times, twice on Friday and 3 times last night. Delasavita holding on to it from this face-off victory, and then Kramer forced the play out to the neutral zone. They'll backtrack into defensive territory. Here come the IceCats. They move left to right now at least in this second period. We've had some changing of direction going on here on the weekend, which I must say is the first time I've seen that, with the teams swapping ends during the period. And we've seen it a few times. They only did it during the first period last night. So far, that's been the case here today, too. Onside Levkov dropped it back behind him. They couldn't get a shot. Across it went, though, and there was a wide open play, but Hanley forced it out on the deflection as they couldn't catch the pass there cleanly. That one got over across to the far side circle. That was going to be one of the clean plays towards the goal. And we've seen a few of those from the IceCats this weekend. They really like to use the space in the zone. They try to move the goaltender back and forth from post to post instead of really relying on shots from higher areas in the zone. They really like to encroach down to about the hash marks and try to pass it across. They tried it there from the face-off, a deflected shot. Jacob Schnapp held up a bit, looks to find it here away from Gilbert, tied up with Lord. High in his own shot, and a save made by Purdy. Goaltender Chad Purdy wearing number 72 this season for the Thunderbirds. And he has purple on his mask from his time at McKendree. Nate Keeley defends his own face-off here. Has Craig to his left, Harwell, Schnapp, and LaBelle all to his right. And he got it right to Josh LaBelle, who moved it to Connor Craig. We're back underway. Here's LaBelle out towards center. Gave it to Keeley, and it's out of the reach of Harwell. Troy Harwell looks to step over the line with it, and it's back to center. Look out, could be a one-on-one. They look to fire here around Craig, but he's forced the play across the rink. Good job there getting back defensively on Matthew Gilbert. Taken aside by Troy Harwell. They'll fire ahead, and that pass, he sort of fanned on it, so didn't really get much speed on it. Collected by the IceCats, and right back for the good guys. It's Harwell. Sends it to LaBelle. And they hit the skates of Harwell as they look to move it out of the zone. Chance down low. They shoot one that goes wide as Purdy made a save. LaBelle threw his hands up as he had the stick taken away from him as it fell down. And we continue even strength hockey. By the way, the shots now showing officially is 20-9. That's what we'll go with. As the IceCats will drive it back into defensive territory. Nearly gave it away to Salak at center. And it's kicked out by Pastuka, and they steal it away. Salak finds Troy Harwell, top of the far side circle, tried to move it across the zone, and eventually found by Salak. He looks to possess the puck. Back and forth they go, but the IceCats have numbers down low, and they'll hold on to it behind the goal of their netminder, Parker Rutherford. In from the neutral zone, and it's over the goal line, collected here in Twin City's defensive territory, indirectly off the boards from Farmer to Garcia, then taken away the center there, and this one goes bouncing into the near side corner. IceCats on the attack. Nick McGill-Diaz finds Wilson. Top of the far side circle to Dominic Marcinkevics. Looks to move around to Yuri Pastuka. Couldn't do it as Pastuka shut him down defensively, then chipped it down the rink. He goes back to find it with Jake Jurgenite. And back across they go. They'll try it to the far side again. Salak comes crashing in. And they battle for possession. Out towards center, over the red line it goes. It's Houston Wilson, swatted at by Garcia. Now he'll have to make another play defensively. He does. It's behind the net. They'll go to banging bodies, looking to separate the players from the puck. Found by Butita and then Cunningham. Here's Corey Cunningham, and it's offside there as they stepped in too soon with Jan Salak. And we've got 10:20 left to go here in period number 2. As as a penalty was called there after the whistle against the IceCats. This is going to put the Thunderbirds on the power play. Twin City has had one power play so far today. They are 0 for 1. And they'll try it again. It's Patrick's Marcinkiewicz who was called for the penalty after the whistle. Thunderbirds looking to score on the power play for the 30th time this season. They have 29 power play goals in 153 attempts. That's entering today's game, 153 attempts. And so they're looking to score for the 30th time on the man advantage. Power play goal on Friday, power play goal last night. See if they can go 3 for 3, at least in scoring power play goals in 3 games on the weekend. All right, face-off is won by the IceCats, and they will move it down the ice here immediately. And we'll see what the Thunderbirds can do as they go back to collect it in the defensive end on the man advantage. So they work. Far side now pulling it back near side will be Connor Craig. It's Craig. Puts it ahead to Gus Ford. Got it to Jan Salak on the power play. It's Salak out in front. Loose puck. Found by Butita. And on goal rebounds there. They fire it on Rutherford. There's another one. They score! Power play goal. It's 1-0. The Thunderbirds take the lead here in the Flow second period. Gus Ford lighting the lamp. It's his team leading 23rd of the year. The 10th shot of the afternoon goes in, as there was a flurry of activity around Rutherford there, and eventually it's fouled by Ford. He puts it in as Rutherford was laying down on the ice. He had to make a save initially, and then maybe a second one also, but that final attempt was found by Ford. Here comes Pee Dee right back onside. They'll look out. They'll drive one through traffic and through a screen, and that hit Jacob Schnapp. He's shaken up, but he continues to play on here. So the IceCats all of a sudden now looking to tie the game as it's moved along the near side. Inside the blue paint, long shot dealt with by Purdy. Purdy moves it away. They've yet to put the goal on the board here in the building. You see it if you're watching on our video feed, but it's still showing a 0-0 on each side. See how long it takes them to throw one up on the board for the visitors. This is going to be called for an icing. So I think this should take us to the media timeout, and it will. This will take us to our next break with 9:07 left to play in the Flow second period. So we will step aside for our media timeout, and we'll be right back. The Thunderbirds scoring on the power play. It's 1-0. This is Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Flow Offer to Purchase makes it easy for you to generate an appraisal for a vehicle online in under 5 minutes. You can confidently use Flow Offer to Purchase to determine your vehicle's trade-in value or to get a real offer to sell it to us. Here at Flow, we've always had a transparent, interactive appraisal process that our customers love. We developed our Flow Offer to Purchase tool to offer you that same great experience online or through our Flow Garage app anytime, anywhere. Using Flow Offer to Purchase is simple. Either enter your license plate number or VIN, and the system will pull up basic information about your vehicle. Some vehicles have options or extras that need to be selected in order to pull an accurate value. Then just tell us about the current condition of a few things like your tires, dents and scratches, or mechanical issues. From there, a real offer on your vehicle, whether you buy from us or not, is just a click away. Just a heads up, our staff will check over your vehicle to ensure your Flow Offer to Purchase is accurate. Your satisfaction is our priority. Flow Automotive dealerships have processed tens of thousands of vehicles using Flow Offer to Purchase, which has resulted in buying many thousands of cars from customers. Try Flow Offer to Purchase for free today. You can access this tool by clicking Sell Trade on flowauto.com or your dealer site by starting the Sell Trade dialog in the center of the homepage.
.07 left to go in the second period. Thunderbirds on the board. They lead this game by a goal, and it's the man in the face-off circle here, Gus Ford, who has scored the go-ahead goal in the power play. It's 1-0 on this Sunday afternoon, now transitioning into Sunday evening. Here come the IceCats from the defensive zone face-off. Look out, a roller, and what a save made there by Purdy, and he got it. A left pad save made on Chad Purdy as that puck bobbled in front of the goal, and he was able to control it And Chad Purdy is putting together a highlight reel today. Shots are 21-11 for the IceCats. Far side of the building from the face-off, and they bobbled it along the blue line, but they'll hold the zone. Here comes James Farmer, evaded the check there as Gullo just missed him, and Gullo might have hurt himself on the collision. Roman Kramer, he's reacting negatively there as he had the stick taken right out from his hands, and he was letting the officials know about it. Kramer comes racing over, he gets up on the top of the boards, and it hits something along the Thunderbirds bench, and so a stoppage, and doors open there to the bench. They're making changes. Kramer still staring across the ice. He's not pleased. Offensive zone face-off on the way. Gus Ford on the power play. 10-12 the time of the goal from Jan Salak and John Butita. Face-off goes away from Salak to the far side corner. The IceCats find it along the logo. They look to drive it onside. Dealt with defensively there by Connor Craig. You can hear the collision there with Jan Salak involved. Laid a check just inside the defensive blue line. 8 minutes and 13 seconds left to play here in the Flow second period. Thunderbirds behind enemy lines for the third game here on the weekend. And they lead this one here by a goal as Salak was stick handling it over the blue line, and Twin City was offside. Out of town scoreboard report. It's still 1-0 to Pico over Monroe. Monroe will be the opponent back-to-back next weekend for the Thunderbirds. Finally, Twin City on home ice again. The final weekend of February. Faceoffs outside the attacking space as it's won cleanly back behind from Salak, and then they moved it across. Pestuka got around the defender here. We'll see if he can catch up to it down behind the goal line. Pestuka is run into, stays on his skates. There's a big battle for it. Now drifting towards the near side. And the corner of the facility that gave us so much trouble last night, they had to stop the game and do some major work down there, right along the Zamboni door. Inside the line up top, here's LaBelle. He moves it across to Craig. Long shot, blocked in front. Corey Cunningham is tied up. Jan Salak's run into. It's a 1-on-3 in the corner there. Now he looks to get some help. Pee Dee looking to use the zone to play it out. Towards the blue line. Now here they come. They'll stretch it across. Dominic Marcinkevic shoots. Glove save. Purdy. Well, one theme of this season, no matter who it's been, if it's been Boris Babick or earlier this year, Dyson Skinner winning games, or right now Chad Purdy, the Thunderbirds overall have had good goaltending. Hasn't been perfect every night. It's not going to be. Well, that's been a strength of their game. From the face-off, the far side, played here by Hanley. Look out. Out in front, they fire one just wide of the net. It went screaming off the glass. Danny Zajac has it. Still onside for the IceCats. Here's Vadim Frolov. Up high he goes. They'll move it around the zone. And in on goal. That was blocked. May have hit Purdy, but stays out either way. Here's Frolov. Off the backhand. He'll chuck it into the near side corner. In front they go with it. Stick tie up there from Igor Ramanow to prevent the opportunity. Now they look to fire a one-timer. Zajac did, and he couldn't get what he wanted to behind it. And so that forces the IceCats to retreat to the neutral zone. Thunderbirds look to find it here. Several players converging, but it's still with Pee Dee. Then it's turned over. Schnapp played it out to center, tried to send a pass out to Harwell. He eventually found it. Troy Harwell moves it back here to Igor Ramanow. 23-11. These shots on goal. The Thunderbirds behind enemy lines on the road. They lead it by a goal at 1-0. 6:12 left to play in our Flow second period. It's Ramanow back behind the goal. Far side post. He goes from there and finds the captain, Butita, on the pass. And it's taken aside. IceCats look to move it across the zone. Now they're back onside. Good deceptive play there from Kramer to lift the stick and break up that play defensively as the forward Kramer got back. Across they'll go with it. This is now in the defensive zone of Pee Dee, out to center. They throw it out to the neutral zone and use their speed and their skill and hope that good things happen. Turned aside there as Ford eventually got to it and sent one towards Parker Rutherford. Stick save made by him. Found by Garcia as the hometown fans get a Let's Go IceCats chant going here this afternoon. Top of the far side circle. Now it's back to the logo at center, found by Farmer. Farmer gives the pass to Garcia once more. Garcia lifted it onside, and the Thunderbirds are guilty of icing. And so we have 5 minutes and 19 seconds left to play in our Flow second period. The support here on the weekend, by the way, has been phenomenal. I'd like to thank every single person who wore the Thunderbirds colors and made the trip down here to support us this weekend. They've been all over the crowd as you can look around, and I've seen plenty of familiar faces back at the team hotel, and it's really been good to have that type of support here on the road. We know we get it at home, but certainly getting it also on the road this weekend. Farmer evaded the check. They move it up the rink as we're back here over the offensive blue line. Then look out here. Garcia needs to get back as Dominic Marcinkiewicz had it briefly, still has it, but he was unable to converge towards the net. They'll pull it in front, and Purdy looks for it. He falls on it. And now we've got some action after the whistle. I think everything will calm down. This should send us to the media timeout as we are under 5 minutes. And it looks like everything slows down, and this will take us to the timeout. All right, media timeout. It's the final one of the Flow second period, and we'll be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
When you're craving that slow smoke flavor done right here in Winston-Salem, there's only one place to go, Honky Tonk Smokehouse. From tendered pulled pork and fall-off-the-bone ribs to fresh house-made sides, Honky Tonk has it all. Not a meat lover? They've got delicious vegan options too. And when it's time to party, let Honky Tonk Smokehouse handle the catering and event planning. They'll bring the flavor to you. Stop by 145 Jonestown Road and taste why the locals here can't get enough. Honky Tonk Smokehouse.
Four minutes, 54 seconds left in our Flow second period. The Thunderbirds are on the road here this weekend. They lead today's game by a goal at 1-0. Face-off win for the IceCats in the attacking territory. Long shot here through traffic, and it fell down behind the goal line towards the far side corner. 4:42 now left to go in the period. Found here by Jan Salak. Stretches across the zone, and now Garcia. He'll move through center. Shot there on Rutherford, trying to test him on the glove hand. And now he's got a problem up brewing after the whistle. As the players converge back here behind the net. Looks like everyone will be pulled apart again. Good shot placement there from Garcia, looking to go glove side on Rutherford. And again, folks, although I have a very different angle than I typically do, it's not centered. I'm in the very corner of the arena, high up, similar to the position in Athens. It's a very similar broadcast vantage point. Although it's different, I'm able to see some things I wouldn't ordinarily be able to see as I'm looking directly at that net. And so I could see exactly where he wanted to go with that shot. And the same thing here earlier in the game when the puck was sitting right on the goal line, and if I was at center ice, I wouldn't have had any chance of really knowing the position of that one, but I was able to see that one perfectly from my vantage point. So it's a odd broadcast location they have us in here, but it also has its advantages. Here come the IceCats. Onside. Good stick lift there by Schnapp trying to get back. And here's Zychik in the near side corner, trying to pull it away from Connor Craig. They'll move it out to the line, not out. It was right on the blue paint, but not on the other side of it. So it's still onside here for the home team. Frolov went down, penalty called. And this is going to take us to a Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. Racing off the ice is Rutherford. 6 on 5. The net is empty. And here on this delayed call, we have 3:40 left to go in this period. Chance onside, and LaBelle played it. I guess he didn't possess it fully, though. Frolov centers across, looking for a shot. There it is, and it went wide off the glass. And that may have gone off the netting. I think Coach Harrison, you could hear him yelling from here. I think that glanced off the protective netting, and he wanted a stoppage. Didn't get it, but we do get a stoppage as it was played out towards the blue line there, touched up by Keeley. And it's a tripping minor penalty that has been assessed to Dion Demke. Demke entered the weekend with 10 minutes of penalties this season, 14 in his career. And so it is a Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill for the Thunderbirds. Defensive zone face-off here in the Flow second period. There it is. Found by Farmer, and out it goes. So Ford wins along to Farmer. Farmer had to step towards Purdy to step up, possess it, and then move it out quickly, as he could certainly feel the pressure from the outside of the face-off circle. And right along the hash marks, he got to it, moved it down the rink. IceCats bring it back onside with Wilson. Shoots! It goes wide as Purdy got a piece of it. Now it falls down, back behind the goal, far side corner. We'll see Farmer make a play on it. High in the zone, out it goes. It's Gus Ford, John Butita, James Farmer, and Cade Hanley. Those are the 4 penalty killers on the ice right now for the Thunderbirds. Shots on goal at 24-13. Stolen away here from the IceCats by Pastuca. He finds a play to LaBelle, and LaBelle looks to send it down the rink. He does. Parker Rutherford, he plays it. He's the goaltender this weekend for Pee Dee. Now it's up to Wilson. Houston Wilson off the back of the goal. Pastuca applying some pressure, creates a turnover. Salak, a one-timer, scores! Jan Salak! It's the first shorthanded goal of the season. Twin City entered the game today as the only team in the FPHL without a shorthanded goal. Salak changes that. What a moment here as the Thunderbirds look to win for the 16th time this season. They have taken a 2-goal lead with 2:15 left in the Flow second period. A powerful shot from Salak. He scored in the first period last night. He lights the lamp in the second period today. Still killing penalty time, though. This is a Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. 45 seconds left on it. Keeley comes crashing over. Down behind the goal line it goes. Far side of the building. It's found by the IceCats in the attacking territory as they continue to work on the power play. Up high it goes in the zone. Top of the far side circle. In front, no shot, and gathered up nicely and moved by Connor Craig off the glass. That nearly left the zone and hit Alexander Levkov in the elbow. He wasn't even looking, and that was the only thing that prevented that puck from going out to center. Still onside. They'll move it across. They center it in front, and it's found by Craig and cleared by Craig. 1:27 left to go in the Flow second period. Thunderbirds ahead by 2. 5 seconds left to go on this penalty kill. Still onside for the IceCats. One-timer save made by Purdy. And that was the last second of the penalty kill. Out of the box is Demke. And once again, number 72 comes up big. Defensive zone face-off for Gus Ford. After a successful Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill, and it was more than successful. The Thunderbirds outscored the IceCats 1-0 during that time with a shorthanded scoring play from Jan Salak. Out to the red line it goes. 65 seconds remaining in the period. It hops onside for the Thunderbirds. They try to find it. And eventually it's played high in the zone, and it will make its way out to center. Twin City still holding on to it. This is James Farmer. Farmer plays it ahead. It was Yuri Pastuka who created a turnover down behind the goal line, threw it out in front of the goal, and Jan Salak was there to rip one behind Rutherford. 40 seconds left in the period. Gullo's onside. They drop it out, and a stick save made there by Purdy. I think I heard that one hit the top of the goal stick, but it did stay out of the back of the goal. Moved down towards the neutral zone and then all the way back into the defensive territory of the IceCats with 25 seconds left in this middle period. Maybe a late chance as Corey Cunningham looking for it. Jan Salak will drop it onside. 17 seconds left to go. And to the far side corner, heavy pressure, but the IceCats will get through it. They chip it ahead. 9 seconds left in the period. Out in front of the goal, taken away by Salak. To safety behind the net. 5 seconds left. He curls the other way, nearly gave it over. It's loose in front. They turn, they fire one wide. That would have counted, but that's it for period number 2. And that takes us to the intermission break as the Thunderbirds have a 2-goal advantage. All right. Well, what a hockey game this has been. Low scoring, but Twin City has each of the goals, and they were netted in this Flow second period. Specialty teams making the difference. A power play goal from Gus Ford, a shorthanded goal from Jan Salak. All right, we will step aside here on the broadcast. We will go to our second intermission break. During the first intermission break, it was the Cup of Joe segment. And coming up in this intermission break, we will hear from Coach Harry, as we always do with the Coach Harry Show. That will be the programming. We hope that you enjoy it, and we thank you for joining us on the broadcast here on this Sunday afternoon. Kendall Grayson with you as always. As always, a pleasure to bring you these games. Whether you're tuning in on YouTube, Facebook, or listening on WTOB, thank you for making Thunderbirds hockey part of your day. All right, intermission break. We will step aside and be right back for the call of the Culver's third period on the other side as the Thunderbirds score twice in the second period to take a 2-goal lead. This is Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Flow Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive, or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
When it comes to performance, speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on site, eliminating the need for temporary. As proud sponsors of the Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
When you're craving that slow smoke flavor done right here in Winston-Salem, there's only one place to go, Honky Tonk Smokehouse. From tendered pulled pork and fall-off-the-bone ribs to fresh house-made sides, Honky Tonk has it all. Not a meat lover? They've got delicious vegan options too. And when it's time to party, let Honky Tonk Smokehouse handle the catering and event planning. They'll bring the flavor to you. Stop by 145 Jonestown Road and taste why the locals here can't get enough. Honky Tonk Smokehouse.
All right, we'll get some fan questions here. Troy, I just want to ask you first. This isn't written down, but I know this is, it looks like to me, really your first full season in the league. You've played a number of games the last couple of years, but tell us about, this is now your first year that you've been playing a lot of games. Is that more, did you have injuries or were you doing other things? Tell us about that.
I would say it was more of just I wasn't necessarily ready to play at the level. It was an experience thing. It was a reps thing. It was a maturity thing, I would say. Because I didn't go to college. I didn't play college hockey. So I came right out of juniors and I started working. Actually, for those of you that might know, maybe not, I actually started working as a mechanic at a car garage. I have an interest in cars. Okay. And I did that for a year after my 20 year in juniors. And then I saw that my brother was actually playing on the Danbury team. My brother is a very good hockey player, and I was like, oh, maybe I could come play. I was like, I think I could do this. So I came in, and the guys in Danbury, Billy McCree was the coach at the time. I got nothing but good things to say about him, and he kind of brought me in and really taught me the game. Taught me how to play the game, taught me how to be hard to play against. speed up the processes and times in which I make decisions and how I make the decisions on the ice. And then it was really just like a learning curve, a really big learning curve. I played in the NA3, which is not the best junior league, so it was a huge learning curve to go from there, take a year and a half off, and then come play in the Federal Prospects League. But yeah, so
it's like, to come to his defense, that's a even when you come from college, like there's guys that come in this league now from college or even junior or high level of junior, and there's a time of acclimation, I guess, of how to play the game, and it's a different game, you know, as I said. So I give him a lot of credit there. He battled back, and as I said, that's a tough road to take. But obviously his heart was in it, and he's done a good job. But as I said, everybody just thinks, you know, you come from college, oh geez, I can go play in the Federal Hockey League, and a lot of times you can't. You know, and even if you're a good player in college, it's not as easy as you think. And you know, you look at our league right now, the skill level, the level of talent that you know, we're going to play a team this weekend here. You know, they had two guys that scored 70 points in the East Coast Hockey League last year. So there's a lot of talent in this league. So I give him a lot of credit to fight his hard way he has. And the one thing I think a lot of times too is everybody wants it now. And we talk about that, you know, again, with our team here this year. And players too, you know, they come in here and maybe get traded one time or things don't work out, and well, you know, I'm gonna quit or something. Well, not every player, and we only hear about Sidney Crosby or, you know, the guys, you know, that maybe the high echelon players that, but even those guys sometimes, you know, they run into roadblocks during their career, and you got to fight through those things. And so the guys that I watch, the guys who battle through it, I give them a lot of credit, because as I said, you got to put your heart into it, and it's not as easy as you think.
Did you play any other sports before hockey, and kind of when did hockey start for you based on other things you were doing?
Hockey was always number one, my main sport. I played hockey and soccer. I played soccer from the time I was 3 to 7, and I was like, I don't really like soccer. So I started playing football at 7. So I was playing hockey and football for my entire life. When I got to high school, I ran a little bit of track as well, just because my football coach was like, you need to get in shape. So he made me do track in the spring to kind of stay in shape for the summer once football training started back up. But yeah, so track, hockey, football, soccer.
Okay. Coach, this may be more for you here. It's a question about, is there a rule in this league for the length of the stick and how long your stick can be? I know that there is in other leagues. I would assume there is one here. I couldn't tell you what the measurements are, but
I'm going to have to read the rule book. You know, at all these sticks now, you know, a long time ago they had the curve, and you know, and now the you know, back when I played, you know, I won't tell you how long ago, but we used wood sticks, and I try to explain to these guys that every dressing room had a workbench, and guys would spend hours curving their sticks, shaving down the bottom of the stick, cutting it off, the toe off, like just hours and hours. And nowadays, these guys get a stick. The only reason they do anything to it is because it's too long, so they'll cut it and it's done. And they tape it and they go. As I said, it's just a different era. So I know back then, you know, obviously, you know, Bobby Hall brought in the big curve, and everyone, you know, and then they banned it and went to that. I think everyone now, when they come, I think they're you can't cut them, so they're legal. And as I said, I don't know if there's a length.
I don't think there is. I mean,
that's tough. I mean, you get a guy like
LaBelle,
or you know,
stick is like 3 feet taller than me.
Or you get a guy like Chara, who played in the NHL a long time. Like that guy's, you know, and then you know Mikey Mania there, like you know, it looks like a toothpick out there sometimes. So as I said, I don't know if there's an actual anymore.
Another equipment-related question, and this because Binghamton visited our building, you know, not too long ago, and then we went up there obviously a couple of weeks ago. But It's a question about Binghamton changing the gloves, getting warm gloves during the game. They've got staff members running around, and our fans have seen them toss them over the glove or over the glass and reheat their gloves or warm them up and get a new pair, whatever it is. And this question simply says, does it make much of a difference to be doing that?
Well, the gloves nowadays are different too. Like for some reason, they get wet pretty fast, and when it gets wet, you don't like to hold the stick as much. So if you look at it now, I think every team's got dryers, and we got. I've been in different organizations where you get the pipe, and you make things yourself, and you put the hair dryers in it. But nowadays they actually have these machines, and if you go to the NHL, like if you watch the NHL game and guys are going down the hallway, they hand the one guy the stick and they throw the two gloves over to this guy, and it's just that's the way they do it. So some guys are more picky. Some guys like their gloves maybe a little wetter. But as I said, I think the gloves nowadays they make them very good, but they don't make them to last. And as I said, I think that they break down pretty fast. So that's what I'd say. That's what guys do.
A lot of times too is when the gloves get wet, the top hand on your stick, the tape will get wet too.
Okay.
And it'll get all slimy. It won't feel right.
Okay.
I tell them it's not the gloves; it's what's in the gloves, and that's the key. You know what I mean? Like the golden hands here. Like you know what I mean? It's trust me, it's not the gloves; it's the hands. It's the hands. Okay.
This question comes from Rebecca, who's not here tonight, but she sent it in, and this is totally out of left field for me, but I'll ask it anyway. Troy says, "What was it like growing up in the height of High School Musical and having the same first name as Troy Bolton?" I've not seen a second of High School Musical, so I couldn't tell you.
I used to get bullied because everybody knew I didn't like when people would call me Troy Bolton. Yeah. So to get me angry on the playground and during lunchtime at the table, they'd be like, Troy Bolton, or they'd call me Bolton. I'd be like,
I'm going to have to watch that movie now.
I'd say some things I probably shouldn't say right now.
Now let me put that on my bucket list. I got to go home and watch that movie now.
I think you already sort of answered this one. Maybe it's a different question now that you're playing more full time now. But it says, what would you do if you weren't playing hockey?
Probably either be a mechanic.
Yeah.
I'm actually currently in school online to get a finance degree. I would like to go into financial planning or financial advising. I coach as well when I'm back home in Connecticut. I'm the head coach of a U12 hockey team. So, a little bit of everything. I definitely will keep my hand in the game for the rest of my life for as long as I can.
Now, who coaches the team when you're not there? Or do you coach it in the summertime team?
No, who's coaching the team now is actually, I don't know who my replacement was. I was really close, or I am really close with the head of the organization.
Okay, cool.
So I think he probably took over and he's just looking after the team.
And this leads right into the next question. What do you do during the off season?
Coach, go to school, because the program I'm in with school, it's not like a semester-based program. It's a trimester, so I'll have 8 weeks of school, and then I'll have a week or 2 weeks off, and then I'll have 8 weeks of school. So that's yearly, or that's year-round, I should say. And so I'll be in school. Occasionally, if one of my buddies or someone I know needs help with their car, I can help them fix their car.
Sure. Now, do you do lessons too?
And I do lessons as well. Yeah.
That's the big thing now. And I think in every sport,
there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of
specified. It's all specified, and you can do lessons, and so it's good.
Yeah. What has been your favorite arena so far?
The ones we win in.
The ones we win. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Always like those, even if I don't like the rink. I like it tonight.
Favorite arena? I like Binghamton. Binghamton's cool. I like our arena too. It's real intimate in our barn.
It's good,
when the fans are really in it, it gets really intimate in there. But Bingo's, that's an old AHL rink. That there's nothing like playing in Bingo, especially when you win in Bingo. It's the best.
This says, who is the worst person to room with home and away? So who you live with potentially, and then on the road.
The worst person to room with? I'm not answering that because I'm gonna get
Smart man. I like it.
I think you guys are smart enough to know who.
Yeah. We had a poll. We did this last couple of years, and I think it's 100% was number 6 was always the one that nobody wanted to
he's
ruin.
up there.
He's right up
He's
there.
up there.
So he's normally unanimous choice there for that one.
But on the road, I'm always with LaBelle in the hotel, so he's real clean. He's easy to room with. He's actually the one yelling at me to pick up my socks if I leave. I'll leave like a sock or something in the bathroom. He's like, "Pick up your crap. What are you doing?"
All right. We'll go to this next one here. This says, what was your favorite bus trip so far?
I think the most recent one, back home, coming back home from bingo. Although we blew a tire.
Indeed, we did.
But it was funny because like I was kind of dozing off in the back, and I just hear Schnapp yelling up to Boots, and Boots is like, "No, we're fine, we're fine." He's like, "No, we're not." Like everyone's freaking out, and Boots is like, "Oh, we're all right." We weren't all right. It was funny. It was funny.
Just to let everybody know, we're getting new tires. Yep. Okay. Yep. And we actually had to move the bus. I had an experience with the bus this weekend too, because we had to move it because we had to put it in one place when we were at the fairgrounds, and Kevin wasn't around, so Holly's husband Steve helped move the bus, and he forgot to turn the. And I'm going to put it right on the air, because I forgot to call him today, because we tried to go out and start the car or the bus today to take it, get new tires, and the battery was dead because he forgot to turn it off. So I'm throwing Steve under the bus right now. Okay, but we got her going. She's getting tires on, and we're ready to go.
Question here says, what did you do with your weekend off? And I know you mentioned watching the Super Bowl. Anything else that you guys did this weekend?
Went to the bar.
Okay.
Watched the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Play a little bit of video games.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's really it. Tried to take some rest days. I do a lot of stretching. I like to stay flexible. Helps with the cardio.
I went and had a nice steak.
Oh, okay.
That's
I went
a
to a
good
restaurant
one.
I'd never been to before. It's called Firebirds. I went to Firebirds and had a nice steak at Firebirds, and somebody was gracious enough to give me a gift card there, and I went there, and it was very nice, and thank you for it. But as I said, I had a good time there.
Cool. And the final question, I know we've touched on this a little bit here, but what do you enjoy doing in your downtime, during the season when, I know we talked about the off season, but just during the year, kind of, what do you do in your downtime?
I'm a big Call of Duty guy.
Okay.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
What are you doing, bub?
Just fixing my chair.
You should call Contract Business Solutions.
Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
Flow Automotive wants your vehicle, and we're currently offering more to keep up with customer demand. You don't even have to buy one from us. Go to flowauto.com and click Sell Trade to get an offer to purchase in minutes. It's that easy. Remember, flowauto.com. We want your car.
And hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back live inside the Florence Center. Kendall Grayson with you as always for Twin City Thunderbirds hockey as the Thunderbirds return for the Culver's third period. They're out there now. The IceCats will soon join them. And we will switch ends of the building just like we did prior. And so now we see Thunderbirds goaltender Chad Purdy all the way down on the far side of the building. And back towards us is goaltender Parker Rutherford of the IceCats. Specialty teams making the difference in this game. No score in the first period, and in the second period, a power play goal from Gus Ford, a shorthanded goal from Jan Salak, and it's 2-0 for the visitors. Shots on goal, they changed it to 17-5 for the first period, and it's been updated to show us as 10-8 for period number 2. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can win a game here for the 16th time this season. They had 4 consecutive wins against Pee Dee in head-to-head matchups entering the weekend. And, of course, they dropped back-to-back games to get the weekend started, but trying to put 3 points up on the board in the standings here on this Sunday evening. And they've done some work towards that, but there's work left to do here with a 2-goal lead entering the final frame of regulation time here today. It's 2-0. And the two teams are back and nearly ready to go. Josh LaBelle skates down and gives a glove tap to his netminder, as Purdy has been good today. And are ready to play hockey again here in the third period. Face off in the neutral zone, and we are back underway in today's game. Immediately lifted in, and a quick stoppage with only 8 seconds gone by here in the Culver's third period. So Rutherford hands that puck right to the linesman, and he will take it to the face-off circle to our far side and look to get a face-off going. Gus Ford matches up against Houston Wilson. Down it goes, and just away from Levkov, played by Wilson along the blue line. Thunderbirds thought it was offside there as Dominic Marcinkiewicz lifts it towards the goal, and it's swatted away by Chad Purdy. Inside the line, long shot in on goal, save made, and it goes to the far side of the building here. Half a minute gone by. In the last period of regulation time, the Culver's third period. Down behind the goal line, Purdy looking on over the left shoulders. It's to the far side corner, goes off the back of the net. And a look to track it down. Here's Josh LaBelle. LaBelle pauses, and he sends a pass to find Gus Ford. Went right to the tape, but he curls around and uses an option back behind him to Connor Craig. Now Josh LaBelle, he chips it down the rink, played by Parker Rutherford. He fires it ahead across the zone with now 1 minute gone by in the period. Here's Patrick Marcinkiewicz. Moves it out to center. Turnover, though. Troy Harwell's to it. Here we go. Harwell towards the goal. Backhander that goes up and over. Stays onside, though. James Farmer with a high flip. Tries to return it back to Troy Harwell, who had the chance there. He was looking for the first of the year and the first of his career. Out to center. Slapped ahead by Garcia. Back behind the goal. Rutherford looks on. Garcia's number 7 counterpart, Razilov, plays it. And he looks for an option up the rink. Snaps it out to the red line at center. Back the other way. It's Matt Garcia again. Here's Garcia. Tries to push the pace into the near side corner. Center's in front looking for something good to happen. It was swatted away with a goal stick of Rutherford. He detected the presence of Salak right there in front of him. And if he did not make that play with the goal stick, that would have been a similar play to how Salak scored shorthanded. It would have gone right to him standing in front of the net. Pastuca finds Salak. They throw it in front looking for a tip, and they got it, but it's in the glove hand of Rutherford. He holds on as he makes a save on Corey Cunningham, who was waiting right there looking to tip it in. Hungry fans, nothing beats a Culver's Butterburger, fresh, never frozen beef, seared to perfection and served on lightly buttered toasted buns. Stop by Culver's at 2973 Fairlawn Drive in Winston-Salem today. Culver's, welcome to delicious. Offensive zone face-off here for Jan Salak. Down it goes and into the near side corner. They'll play from there. Nick McGill-Diaz with a high flip out towards center. It landed there. It was played by Kate Hanley, and then it's over to Yuri Pastuka. Up it goes to Cunningham. Cuts out in front of the goal here, but poked away first by Rutherford. Out towards the neutral zone. Salak will find an option to Hanley. Kate Hanley got it from Igor Remenau, and Hanley played it ahead. Just inside the defensive blue line, and all the way behind the goal line now for the IceCats as they had a retreat from there. Now Gullo gives the pass, and away they go in front of Chance. Swatted away by Hanley, and there's a collision there as well. But the Thunderbirds look to locate it. See if they can find it here. They got it onside. Roman Kramer left it back behind him, and John Butillo looked to help him out, make a play on it. Across the rink it goes. Right out in front of the IceCats bench. Back down along the red line. Now it's in front of the Thunderbirds bench. And we'll see who can handle it. Onside for Pee Dee and just out of the reach of Wilson. He actually possessed it briefly, but then it went down behind the goal line. Back the other way. Purdy looks on. And from the side of the circle, he looked to go out in front with Dominic Marcinkiewicz. Swatted at by Roman Kramer. Couldn't clear it though. Got it again. Second chance out to center. Numbers here. 3-on-1. Onside is Ford. Looks up. Fires. Save made by Rutherford. Rutherford denied Ford on the break as he looked up, picked his spot. Run number 30 for the IceCats was ready. 16:22 left to go in period number 3. Twin City on the road this weekend for 3 games. This is the third and final game of the weekend. They lead it by 2. It's 2-0. As we see Nate Keeley to the face-off circle. Back behind the net it goes. Here's Jacob Schnapp. He jumps in and nearly was able to possess it. Now he has to go back as the play's the other way. Patrick's Marcinkiewicz ran into Farmer. In on goal. Stick save made by Purdy. Waved at as he tried to push it further in the zone, but then it just went back behind the net. It was found by Schnapp. Jacob Schnapp moves it across, and we'll see the play on it here. Still onside for the IceCats. There's a collision, top of the circle. Swatted that nicely by Dion Demke. That will push the puck out to center. 15 minutes, 47 seconds left to go in the Culver's third period. Here's Patrick's Marcinkiewicz. Shoots one, and he tried to use some deception there, and it almost worked. He looked one way as if he was going to pass it, and then instead he flipped it towards the goal as he tried to catch Purdy cheating, and he did not. Here's a shot in from the blue line right at the whistle, as they're going to call the offsides there. 15:29 left to go in the third period. Shots now showing to us live here as 26-16 in favor of the home team. Face-offs outside of the defensive zone for Jan Salak. Salak readies himself. Matches up one-on-one with Nick Gullo, New York native. Now it's McGill Diaz. He'll flip it ahead. Wants his teammate Matt Gilbert to chase it down. It's in behind the net. Thunderbirds converging towards the near side here. They'll find a play with Hanley. Hanley still with it. And Gilbert will work his way to the puck. Tries to steer it around Hanley. There's a check and a penalty. And it was a collision that the Thunderbirds are guilty of. Looks like it will be a penalty to Igor Remenau that's going to put Twin City on the Bobo's Deli and Grill. Penalty kill. And so not what they wanted to start the period. But we'll see what they can do here again on the Bobo's Deli and Grill. Penalty kill with 15:04 left to go here in the period. Well, this will be another test for the penalty killers, a test for the goaltender Purdy. Twin City with a shorthanded goal back in the second period from Jan Salak. We'll try to do that again. It's moved down the ice immediately on the penalty kill. So it's a good start to the kill, but back in behind the goal, controlled by Timur Razalov. Razalov got it out to Trevor Lord. Across it goes to Houston Wilson. Now it's Patrick Marcinkiewicz. Back to Lord again. Lord at the top of the near side circles. They step on side of the power play. They'll move it down behind the goal line. Thunderbirds look to take it away. Out it goes. And they'll move it down the rink. 14 and a half left to play in our Culver's third period, with now 1:23 left on the penalty to Igor Ramanow. Here they go. They'll cross back onside. They miss the pass over to Houston Wilson. Patrick Marcinkiewicz puts it down behind the line. Good check there from Farmer. They look to control it. They'll work it up top. Razalov tees one up, and his slap shot went wide. Garcia looks to clear. Swatting at it. Then there's pressure. Gus Ford goes back behind the goal. He'll find it. And he holds on to it. Along the near side, and Butita had it and was knocked down. Nearly took it the other way. Butita's shaken up here, and then it goes back to him. And we've got sticks on the ice, found by Ford. Ford looks to use some open space. That was a wise move there just to get it over to Garcia, who was then able to power his weight behind it, turn through, and move it all the way down the ice. 27 seconds left on the game's most recent penalty. Igor Ramanow at 4:57 of the period for boarding. It's moved on side of the power play. Thunderbirds have 17 seconds left on the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. To move it around high in his own. Del Savita has it. And he gave a pass across the top of the far side. Circle back to Del Savita. Fires, and it goes in behind the net. Found by LaBelle. LaBelle has room. Turns and moves it down the ice. And once again, the penalty killers will move it out. And out of the box is Igor Ramanow. It is a successful Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. Out towards center. Here goes Vadim Frolov. He'll cross on site. Thunderbirds steal at the line with Corey Cunningham. Cunningham will push the pace. Looking to move it around the defender and Nick McGill-Diaz, but it's still controlled by Pee Dee. They've got a chance here. McGill-Diaz turns, and he fired it. It was blocked. Keeley off the backhand. No look out to center. What a play that was to create this 2-on-1. Pastuca got it back in front of the goal. Couldn't fire as they get back on him. Now it goes the other way. It's in on net and controlled by the goaltender Purdy. Purdy blocked it with a goal stick. 12 minutes, 24 seconds left to go in this afternoon, now this evening's Culver's third period. Yuri Pastuca over the blue line as they're back on side. Pastuca being held up here big time. It goes into the corner. They'll fight for possession. In behind the net is Charlie Bedard. Across they'll go, trying to steer it out towards center. Found by Cunningham. Corey Cunningham launches it into an open corner. It's a full 5-player swap. Thunderbirds making changes. Onside, a chance for Gullo. Gullo, and he moves it away to the far side corner with that opportunity. They'll look to battle for it. Now it's in the near side corner. In front, one-timer, look out, they score! That's the first one that will get behind Purdy today, and it gives us a 1-goal game again. Thunderbirds still in front, but now the lead has been cut down in half. It's 2-1. 11 minutes, 43 seconds left in our Culver's third period. The first time today we've seen an even strength scoring play, as of course the Thunderbirds scored specialty teams goals in the second period. Here's another chance, long shot, that's blocked as the IceCats cross quickly back on side. And out's the goal, and a play in front here. They look to drive it again. They go to the left point, shot of the way, goes well wide. Out towards center, but it didn't make it that far. Now the Thunderbirds look to steal from the defensive zone. They look to center, though. The IceCats is taken away. Timur Razalov at 8:18 has made it 2-1. Trevor Lord assisted on the goal. Dominic Marcinkiewicz in front, and it goes the far side corner. He's looking for a play out away from Purdy. Went to the corner and collected eventually out through center, and skating it is Troy Harwell. Sends the pass to Jan Salak. Fires through a screen. It was blocked by Dominic Della Savita. In the defensive zone, Della Savita kicks at it off the skate, transfers it to the stick, throws it out to center. Then Farmer ran into Patrick Marcinkiewicz. Patrick's with it. In front he goes, and it goes into the corner there after Purdy caught a piece of it. Back and forth we go. Pastuca wasn't ready for the pass, was looking, wasn't sure where it was, went off of his skates, and it's collected again, this time by Jan Salak. Pastuca breaking with him in front of the goal, but the IceCats converge in front of the net. Here's Vadim Frolov. Frolov went down on his own there at center, controlled by Garcia. Garcia's crunch, stays on his skates. Now they move it over the red line in the neutral zone. We are 5 seconds away from the halfway point in this Culver's third period. It's moved ahead. John Butita. He'll drop it onside. Rutherford, he was ready for it. He knocked it away. Rutherford made that save, and the Thunderbirds eventually will catch up to it, and they'll miss the pass here. This is going to take us to a media timeout with the icing. All right, 9:43 left to play in the Culver's third period. We'll step aside for a media timeout and be right back. This is Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
When you're craving that slow smoke flavor done right here in Winston-Salem, there's only one place to go, Honky Tonk Smokehouse. From tendered pulled pork and fall-off-the-bone ribs to fresh house-made sides, Honky Tonk has it all. Not a meat lover? They've got delicious vegan options too. And when it's time to party, let Honky Tonk Smokehouse handle the catering and event planning. They'll bring the flavor to you. Stop by 145 Jonestown Road and taste why the locals here can't get enough. Honky Tonk Smokehouse.
.943 left to go in our Culver's third period as we return from the media timeout. Defensive zone face-off for Gus Ford. He readies, drops down, and looks to win this one away from him. But the IceCats have it in on goal. Stick save made by Purdy. And we will reset and do it again. And because we missed one media timeout, they've announced the second media timeout. And now this feels like a basketball game. Very odd situation, but we're going to take another one. So another media timeout. We'll be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwynn Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwynn Services. One call does it all.
Every car gets warning lights, but did you know the color actually means something too? Red indicates an issue that requires immediate attention. Orange indicates a less urgent issue, like a vehicle service requirement. Blue and green give you information on lights and indicators. The more you know with Flow.
Defensive zone face-off here for the Thunderbirds as we return from the media timeout. That was the second one. We had them back-to-back as we went a stretch of hockey there without having a stoppage for a media timeout. Unfortunately for the Thunderbirds, the only stoppage we had was a puck that got behind Chad Purdy for the first goal allowed by Twin City here in today's game. So now we're back playing again. There's a check at center applied from Brutita to Abdullah. And then put onside. A funny bounce there. That one hit the goaltender. And so Rutherford had to deal with it. Onside a chance. In front for Gullo. Thunderbirds look to take it away. Fired it on goal, though, and a save made by Purdy. So it's still a one-goal hockey game here at 2-1. Back behind the net. Thunderbirds looking for it here in the defensive territory as it's Matthew Gilbert from Trevor Lord and Timur Razalov officially as they make the changes on that scoring play. And so it's Gilbert at 8-18 from Lord and Razalov. There's a check from behind on Connor Craig. That got the fans going, and we keep playing even strength. Levkov goes high in the zone of the pass. And we'll see if the Thunderbirds can take it aside here. Cade Hanley in the far side corner. With now 8 minutes and 18 seconds left in period 3. Just out of the reach of Jacob Schnapp, and he played it into the corner. It's Dion Demke. Demke looking for it, but it's out to Levkov. Alexander Levkov over the blue line. He'll wait. Snow showers, he stopped, and then it fell down as his pass went into the corner. Cade Hanley, he'll get over there to collect it. Moves along to Dion Demke. Tries to get it around Razalov here. Taken aside and played by Della Savita. Della Savita, he's in the circle. Goes across and finds a pass to Timur Razalov. Lifted onside as James Farmer looks to take it away from his number 11 counterpart in the game, Dominic Marcinkiewicz. They missed the pass. They get it back to him though. Marcinkiewicz now to Levkov. Levkov feeling the pressure from behind from Farmer. They look to center, and a good break up there by Hanley. Goes to Pestuka. Now it's Cunningham as he nearly got blown up as he went over the blue line, but he was able to evade the worst part of that hit. So he drops it onside. 7:10 left to go now in period number 3. Thunderbirds behind enemy lines here on the road. They lead the game 2-1. Looking for another one. It's Butita to Cunningham, and he tried to throw it to the goal. He did, but it was stopped there to the near side post by Parker Rutherford. Thunderbirds fans got a sweet tooth? Well, Culver's fresh frozen custard is rich, creamy, and made in small batches all day, every day. Swing by Culver's at 2973 Fairlawn Drive in Winston-Salem and check out today's flavor. Culver's, welcome to delicious. Gus Ford will have this face-off in the near side circle in the attacking area for Twin City in this third and final frame of regulation. And the official just pointed out to the benches, and I think he's going to have the clock held for a couple of seconds here on the false start from the face-off. I think that's what the issue was. And so now we're back playing again as the Thunderbirds will look for it from center. Collected here. Kramer off the backhand. He'll put it onside, and it's down behind the goal line and played by Butita. Butita in front, back behind the net. This will be Gus Ford in for a one-timer save made by Rutherford on Kramer as he denied him. They'll transition the other way and over the blue line, near side a chance now as Abdella dropped it to the far side corner. From the side of the circle, 6:19 left to go in the third period. It's out to center. Found by Roman Kramer. And Kramer holding on to it. Onside, Schnapp a shot, scores! It leaks through the goaltender. 3-1, 6:07 left to play. Jacob Schnapp has made it a 2-goal game at 3-1 with 6:07 left to go in the third and final frame of regulation. out-of-town scoreboard report. Tyler Reddick has won the Daytona 500. I know that will make Zach White very happy as he's watching from home, unable to play this weekend due to an injury. He's a noted fan of Reddick, who's just won the Great American Race. Down behind the goal line, collected here by the Thunderbirds and played by Jacob Schnapp. So we've got a 3-1 hockey game as it's just controlled along the red line. Now back into the defensive end as they've given us an updated shot. So that's officially the 19th shot of the night that Schnapp scored on there. 2-goal game. Will be due for one more media timeout in the under 5. Slap shot, Pastuca goes wide of the goal. Down behind the line. It's stolen away here. Nearly put out in front of the goal from Salat to Pastuca. Parker Rutherford got a lot of that shot from Jacob Schnapp, but not enough. As it leaked through him, Schnapp able to score for the 7th time this season. Out towards center. Controlled along the red line, dropped onside. It's Purdy from the near side post. He left his post, no pun intended, but he left the goal line there to play it just to the side of his net. Down the rink it goes. Under 5 minutes to play. Heavy hit there from Cunningham. Nicely done. As Corey Cunningham laid a check, and that sends us to a stoppage as Pee Dee was feeling the heat. They are guilty of icing, and this is now our final media timeout of the 3rd period. We'll be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
I want to stop being sidelined by pain. I want to tell him I'm in. I want a surgeon who speaks more knees than he can count. I want the best care in the game. I want a team that's with me every step of the way. I want to bounce back fast. I want to show them my best is yet to come.
For the best orthopedic care, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
What are you doing, bub?
Just fixing my chair.
You should call Contract Business Solutions.
Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
And welcome back inside the Florence Center. Kendall Grayson with you as always for Twin City Thunderbirds hockey. Thank you as always, everyone, for tuning in. It's been a busy weekend. We have 4 minutes and 44 seconds left to play in the Culver's 3rd period. Thunderbirds leading it by 2. It's 3-1. Josh LaBelle, he'll drop it onside. Now to the near side corner he goes as Roman Kramer will look for him. Jordan Popoff tries to evade him. And Houston Wilson, his turn to play it. Back behind the goal. Off the backhand from Jake Jurgenite. Right back the other way from Josh LaBelle to drop it onside here. And it's a 2-goal game at 3-1 as we continue on here in the 3rd period. Now we have a stoppage as the IceCats are guilty of another icing. 4 minutes, 11 seconds to go. Thunderbirds have a power play goal from Gus Ford, a shorthanded goal from Jan Salak, and an even strength goal from Jacob Schnapp. Schnapp from Kramer and Keeley at 13:53 of the Culver's 3rd period. Face-off that went right by the far side post there and went out the other side. Thunderbirds nearly saw another one go in. Now to the near side corner, there's a check provided from Keeley as he looks to work it free along with his teammate Jacob Schnapp. High in the zone goes Garcia. One-timer that goes off the glass. Under 4 minutes now left to play. This is chipped up high in the air, but it stays in play, so we continue on. It's back behind the goal of Rutherford. He looks over the left shoulder as he sees Dominic Sparsenkevics right behind him. And now he's building speed. Charges out of the defensive zone. Shut down at center, though. Jacob Schnapp will steal it away. Schnapp puts it back behind him as he found an option over to Garcia. knocked down along the center ice red line, in on Rutherford, and he shoves it away with a backhand of the goal stick. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in period 3. 3 goals on the board for the visitors. Thunderbirds with a 2-goal advantage. Good check there from Connor Craig. Nicely done in the defensive zone. Batted down, maybe a turnover here. Chance in front of the goal. Backhand drive from Cunningham on Rutherford as it went the other way, and he made a save on it. Now Salak, and it rolls into the glove of Rutherford. He'll scoop it up. All right, we have another stoppage with 2 minutes and 55 seconds left to go. 2-goal lead at 3-1. Out-of-town scoreboard report. Topeka on the road, leading Monroe by a goal at 3-2. Offensive zone face-off, Jan Salak. Matches up against Gullo. Down it goes. They'll fight for it and eventually fouled by Dominic Della Savita. Stays onside though as a stick went flying. That was out of the hands of Vadim Frolov. In the defensive territory now for the Thunderbirds. It goes ahead just along the red line. Batted down. They'll find it with Salak. Oh, he went right off the shield of Corey Cunningham. And that popped that shield. I think he's fine, but that thing may be displaced a little bit. Well, that's what it's there for, to protect him, and it certainly did there. But you could hear that one ping out. Now a drive that goes well wide from LaBelle. He looks to skate back out to the neutral zone. And up the wing, here they go with Lord. Threw it in front, shut down by Purdy as he made a save there on Trevor Lord. Out towards center, Cunningham. 2:07 left to go in the Culver's third period. Now it's to the top of the near side circle, onside for Pee Dee. Bouncing around, found by Corey Cunningham to the logo. He'll send it at center. Dominic Della Savita, the net is now empty. And Parker Rutherford is out of the cage as they make it 6-on-5 hockey here at the end. Back behind the goal, 1:40 left. Patrick Marcinkiewicz, he's got it. Charges through center, steps onside. Great defensive effort there to shut him down once he got there. Thunderbirds clear it out. Oh, and they call icing. And that was a close one, but it will be called for an icing with 1:27 left to play in period number 3. Shots on goal favoring the IceCats at 28-19. Each team has 15 victories overall. That's including victories past regulation time. And so the Thunderbirds looking to win for the 16th time this year. 2-goal lead, timeout has been called. And we'll see who they award this to. And it is the IceCats. That was my suspicion. So it's head coach Gary Graham that has called this timeout at this point. So we'll get you up to speed on what we've seen so far as the final moments of tonight's game now coming down to the end. Scoreless in the first period, but the Thunderbirds with specialty teams worked in the second period. A power play goal from Gus Ford at 10-12 from Jan Salak and John Butita. That made it 1-0, and then it was a shorthanded scoring play. Jan Salak from Yuri Pastuka at 17:45, 2-0. Here in the third period, though, it's been an even strength scoring play from Matt Gilbert, and then an even strength scoring play from Jacob Schnapp to answer. Pee Dee's goal was at 8:18. Schnapp's scoring play was at 13:53, so it's a 2-goal lead again at 3-1. The timeout has nearly ended. And so the two teams will break across and then go back to this defensive zone face-off set. Net still empty. It's 6-on-5. Far side of the building here. No face-off yet. We wait. And down it goes, and they didn't like it, and they reset. And they make everyone a little bit restless here, so we'll put 1 second Now they're trying to reset things. We saw this happen yesterday. 20 minutes go up on the scoreboard, and now they realize it. They put 1 second back, so it's 127. Offensive zone face-off for Zychek. Goes one-on-one against Ford. Zychek wins it, taken aside, though, by the captain at center. Butita powers it towards the net, and it just missed. But he'll center in front, and they wipe it away the last second. Butita still has it here, fighting free in the near side corner. Butita back behind the net. Still with it, turns, looks for an option. They try to pass it across. Turnover, and they shut it down the last second. They make another save with no goaltender. 1 minute left to play with the Thunderbirds in front by 2 at 3-1. Fire towards the net from Ford, blocked by Zychek. Zychek goes back behind to find Patrick's Marcinkiewicz. It's Marcinkiewicz. Up the wing he goes. He'll drop one here onside. Down behind the goal line, it's to the near side corner. They'll look for it from there. Chipped out of the zone, down the rink. This is not going to go in, but it will make the line for icing. And we'll have a stoppage with 35 seconds remaining. Defensive zone face-off. Ford readies, and now there's a tie-up, and once again, they decide that they don't like the face-off. And now we see 35 showing on the board. We'll call it 34.8 on our feed, and this is going to continue, evidently. At some point, you have to put the puck in play. I know there's cheating that goes on these face-offs. It's like holding in football. It's going to happen constantly. You got to start playing the game. They put it back in play here. In front of Purdy it goes. They fire and score on a rebound, and that'll make it 3-2. And so 27.4 left to go. The IceCats light the lamp for the second time today. Now we've got a one-goal hockey game. And Rutherford will be put back in for now. He's not going to go all the way to the net, though. He'll stand along the hash marks. And he'll wait from there. Face-off victory for the Thunderbirds. They can pull this back in the zone and take some time. Now they go ahead with it out to center ice. And now Rutherford doesn't have a choice. He has to leave now, and he does. The net's empty again. 20 seconds left to go. It's back onside for the IceCats. Down behind the goal line. In behind Purdy as they look to center with the seconds winding down. 12 seconds left to go. Stolen here by the Thunderbirds. They look to flip it out. They do. This is not going to make it to the line. It's down the ice. It's in the defensive zone, and this one is over. It's a 3-2 win. Jacob Schnapp fires a shot right at the horn that was blocked, but the game is over. And for the first time in his professional hockey career, Chad Purdy will win the game as the goaltender for the game that he started. What a performance from him. This one is over. It's a one-goal win officially. It got down to the very end, and we had some tense moments there. But the Thunderbirds will skate away with a win here in regulation time on Sunday evening to put 3 points in the standings and avoid a 3-game sweep here on the weekend. It's a one-goal win, 3-2, the final score. My goodness, what a game we just saw here on this Sunday afternoon. And you can hear the Thunderbirds fans continuing to applaud. And I mentioned this earlier in the broadcast, but we really have to say thank you to them for making the trip down here on the weekend. Lots of support as the Thunderbirds fans showed up and showed out here on the weekend. Purdy wins it in net. And now the IceCats will circle the logo and salute their fans here in this 3-2 final. Goals in the game from Gus Ford, Jan Salak, and Jacob Schnapp. The final goal in 1932 was netted by Patrick Marcinkiewicz. And that's how today's game ended. All right, everyone, we will take a break, one last break, as we will go to the post-game show as we see online that they have turned the video feed off. So we'll fix that problem for you before we go to the break. And there we go. All right, so the post-game show is on the way after this win. We'll take one final break. This will be about the same length as a typical media timeout, and then we'll come back for the post-game show. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. It's a win here behind enemy lines. We'll be right back. More Twin City Thunderbirds hockey for the post-game show.
Being your best is hard. You got to take care of yourself. You got your husband.
Let's put in a pool. For the kids.
For the kids.
Forget the car. How about a motorcycle?
And if you own a business?
We need servers from, like, this century.
Yeah.
At a Legacy Federal Credit Union, we're committed to helping you be your best you. Whether it's with an unbeatable car loan rate, home equity line of credit, or small business help.
Who's the best?
Visit alegacy.org for our best rates.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples Design Championship Golf Course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
All right, everyone, welcome back inside the Florence Center for the post-game show after another Twin City Thunderbirds victory. This one is win number 16 on the 25-26 regular season campaign. It was our final game of the weekend, a 3-game series, and the Thunderbirds bounced back after giving up a couple on Friday and Saturday, able to bounce back with a win today. We thank everyone for tuning in as we always do, and we'll get to the recap of today's game here in the post-game show. So it's a 3-2 final today. The Thunderbirds and the IceCats, there were no scoring plays back in the first period. But we go to the second period, and it's a power play goal and a shorthanded goal. Gus Ford on the power play at 10-12, assisted by Jan Salak and John Butita. And it's a shorthanded goal scored in the final 3 minutes of the period by Jan Salak from Yuri Pastuka as he got the assist on the goal. And the Thunderbirds carried a 2-0 lead into the third period. Shots on goal were 17-5 in the first period, 12-10 in the second period. I mentioned they continue to change that. It was 9-8, or I think 10-8 at one point. Now they've updated it again. So now all of a sudden the Thunderbirds were outshot there in the period. So it's 12-10. And officially they have the shots just 4-4 for the third period. But it's a scoring play, even strength goal for Matthew Gilbert from Trevor Lord and Timur Razilov at 8:18 to make it a 2-1 game. But a big response and a big answer in what turned out to be the game-winning goal. Scored by Jacob Schnapp at 13:53 of the third period. Roman Kramer on the assist. Also assisting with a secondary helper was Nate Keeley. The final goal scored by Patrick Marcinkiewicz. It was a 6-on-5 attack with an net empty. Houston Wilson with an assist, and Nick McGill-Diaz also with an assist. And this will likely change, but at least for now, it's we'll get the numbers for you. This will be a 31 save performance for Chad Purdy. Congratulations to him winning a game in net in the FPHL for the first time in his career as a starter. So he does that today. He's able to check that box. And we'll see what the goaltending situation looks like next weekend when the Thunderbirds travel to Monroe for a 2-game series against a team that has been hovering around the top of the division in the last couple of months. It'll be critical hockey on the road next weekend. But we thank you for tuning in. We'll take one last look at the out-of-town scoreboard report before we go off the air. And we see the Scarecrows leading the Moccasins by a goal at 3-2. Second period action. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for the post-game show for today's contest. We've got to get on the road and head back home to Winston-Salem tonight after spending 3 days down here in Florence. Thunderbirds not getting the result they wanted the previous 2 nights, but they are able to build on a really good performance here on the road today. And we'll see what the lineup looks like and how this team progresses throughout the week leading up to the road games against Monroe. We have the home games to close out the month, and that'll be the final Friday and Saturday. That's going to be on the 27th and 28th of February, so come out and see us, get tickets to the upcoming home games. It'll be 7 straight road games by the time we get home again to play a home game on the 27th, and then a busy month of March is coming up. TwinCityThunderbirds.com for more information. But again, thanks everyone for tuning in. Thank you to the Thunderbirds fans who made the trip down here this weekend, and also, as always, to you watching or listening, however you may have accessed the broadcast today. We thank you for doing so, and thank you for making Twin City Thunderbirds hockey part of your weekend. It is a 3-2 final here on the road until next time, where it will be behind enemy lines once again at the Monroe Civic Center this time. We'll speak again next weekend. Kendall Grayson signing off for the broadcast today. It's a 3-2 win to close out the weekend as the Thunderbirds get it done. They win it by a goal.